with a must-win situation for the Rock Hills Grizzlies tonight when you come right down to it. As they, again, rely on their running game to get the job done. Out of their 2,206 yards of total offense, just under 1,900 of those have been on the ground, as they've thrown for 260 yards with Aaron Brockelman, and Blake Walter had just a few passing yards before he went out with injury. Brockelman is 22 of 34 for 260 yards, 5 touchdowns and 4 interceptions so far this season, and has also run the ball 69 times for 513 yards and 9 touchdowns on the ground after taking over Blake Walter in the second game of the season at quarterback. Garrett Christie, who ran for just under 1,000 yards last season, has 473 yards on 57 carries, 9 touchdowns as well, while Alex Smith now has 38 carries for 378 yards and 6 touchdowns. Chance Colson has been the key as well for Rock Hills with 240 rushing yards, leading receiver with 8 catches for 113 and 2 touches. Rock Hills averaging 50 points a game, giving up half that amount on defense at 25 points a game. Christie has led the defense with 79 total tackles and 3 picks, while Travis Boyles has 66 tackles and Clay Kozan 43. Rock Hills defense has forced 14 turnovers. They've given up 9 of their own, so they're +5 in the turnover ratio so far this year, while we mentioned earlier that Lakeside is +9 in turnover ratio coming into this evening's game. Lakeside 5-1 and 4-0 in the district. Rock Hills 4-2 and 2-1 in the district. A little bit of history between these two teams. They played 4 times coming into tonight, and the short, brief history for both of these schools. Rock Hills' first year was in 2006. They won the first meeting 22-14 in downs before Lakeside came into Mankato and beat them 46-6 in 2007. But the last 2 years, Rock Hills has come out on top, winning 24-20 and winning in the shootout last year 68-56 on this very field when Matthew Brockman had a very, very big game for the Rock Hills Grizzlies. We'll see if his brother Aaron can do something big tonight for Rock Hills. They are definitely going to need that this evening. Rock Hills has won the coin toss. Looks like they will receive to start the football game, I'm believing. We'll wait and see officially how that's going to set up. It does appear to be that way. Here as we get set for tonight's game. Again, Rock Hills 4-2, 2-1 in the district. Lakeside is 5-1 and 4-0 in district play. It is homecoming tonight. The king for Rock Hills is Travis Boyles and Reagan Jeffrey, the queen, here in Mankato. An interesting sidebar, if you believe in these kind of things and superstitions and this type of stuff. Lakeside has won 3 straight homecomings. They won over Southern Cloud at their homecoming. They then went to Clifton-Clyde and beat the Eagles in their homecoming. They won their own homecoming last week against Pike Valley, and they're on their 4th straight homecoming. So we'll see if they can keep the homecoming streak alive. That's something to look out for tonight if you believe in that type of thing here this evening on the gridiron. Again, Rock Hills will receive to start the game, which means Lakeside will kick off. We'll set up the Rock Hills offense while we have a little bit of time here. The quarterback is Aaron Brockman, a 5'7", 150 sophomore. Jarrett Christie will get the start tonight at tailback, back in for Alex Smith. Christie had a bit of a hand injury, but he's back ready to go. 5'9", 145 senior at tailback. Chance Colson, the fullback, a 5'8", 155 senior. Levi Fleming, the center, 5'11", 200-pound junior. The guards are Landon Reed and Wyatt Flynn. Reed, a 5'10", 200-pound junior. Flynn, a 6'1", 245 sophomore. The ends will be Travis Boyles, a 6'3", 180 senior. And Anthony Burgess, a 5'7", 175 senior. Alex Smith, the 5'10", 155 junior, will get plenty of playing time on offense as well tonight for the Rock Hills Grizzly offense. We'll set up the Lakeside defense after the kickoff. Back to return for Rock Hills are Jarrett Christie and Alex Smith for the Grizzlies, and teeing it up to kick off for Lakeside is Connor Storr. Should be a great one tonight here in Mankato. We are excited about it. We are ready to kick off. Connor Storr has it teed up at the 30-yard line. Again, Christie and Smith back to return. End-over-end kick by Storr. Goes back as Smith fields it in the end zone, and Rock Hills will start their possession at their own 15-yard line. We'll set up the Lakeside defense while we have time. Julian Aramendi, the nose guard, a 225 senior. On the ends, Connor Shoemaker, 175 senior, and Noah Miller, a 210 junior, leading the team with 6 sacks. Tracy Darnell, one of the best linebackers in the area, 185 junior. Miles Thomas, a 195 junior at linebacker. The corners are Brandon Smith and Connor Storr. Smith, a 155 junior. Storr, a 165 senior. And the monster safety is Co Weiss, 170 senior for the Lakeside Knights. 1st and 10 for Rock Hills on their first possession at their own 15-yard line as Brockman is under center. One running back in the backfield is Chance Colson for the Grizzlies. Brockman fakes to Colson, tries to keep around the edge. Over there to make the stop, Julian Aramendi, as well as Connor Shoemaker, as Aaron takes it forward for a pickup of maybe 2 for Rock Hills on 1st down. Nice defense by Lakeside on play number 1. The Grizzlies will have 2nd down and 8. We'll call it 7 coming up after a 3-yard pickup for Bronkelman.
Lakeside again swarm into the ball like we've seen them do so many times over the course of this season. Important here early in the game for Rock Hills to get off to a good start, move the ball on offense and give themselves some confidence moving forward. Now we've got an official's timeout.
Tracy Darnell looks like he's got an issue with maybe some equipment here as he'll have a substitution coming into the game. Bo Dominy in for Lakeside on defense. About a 3.5-yard gain on first down for Rock Hills. I formation behind the quarterback, Brockelman, with Colston at fullback, Christie at tailback. Smith split to the near side for Rock Hills. The handoff to Colston, the fullback, trying to spin off the defenders, and goes forward for a pickup of about 3 yards on the carry. Just Chance Colston.
Colston over the left-hand side there, brought down by Cole Weiss. Cole Weiss does an excellent job from that safety position, coming up and playing the run defense. Saw him in the backfield almost as much on defense as we did on offense last time these Knights were out.
Third down on a long 2 now for Rock Hills with the I formation again behind Aaron Brockman at quarterback. Brockman on a long count, takes the snap to the 23-yard line. The pitch to Christie, tries to cut it back inside, has some running room around the edge. Here he is at the 35 to the midfield stripe and taken down from behind across midfield at the 38 on the far side by Cole Weiss. A big run for Jarrett Christie that covers 19 yards on 3rd down and 2.
Big 3rd down conversion there for the Grizzlies. Obviously their first one of the night on their first series, but an excellent athletic move by Christie. Made a nice cut back there just short of the 30-yard line. Broke it to the far sideline and up before finally being brought down by the Lakeside defender. 1st and 10 here for the Grizzlies.
Big play from Cole Weiss. Might have been a touchdown saving tackle. Inside Lakeside territory at the 38-yard line. Brockman on the I formation behind him under center on 1st and 10. Another long count for Aaron. Takes the snap, trying to run around the option on the edge. Miles Thomas all over it. Strings him up and takes him down 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage at the midfield stripe. And a loss of 2 for Brockman as Thomas was all over it.
Thomas came through virtually unblocked there on that play and stood Brockman up about 3 yards deep behind the line of scrimmage and allowing time for 2 or 3 more Lakeside defenders come up make that play. Thomas doing a good job ripping that ball, trying to force those turnovers early in this game.
The Rock Hills turned the ball over 5 times in their loss last week to Lincoln. That's a point of emphasis more than likely for the Lakeside defense tonight. 2nd and 12 for Rock Hills after the 2-yard loss by Brockman. Brockman running the option. And he's hit hard, but ball's loose, and jumping on top of it on the far side is Jarrett Christie. That's a bullet dodged by the Rock Hills Grizzlies, as I believe it was Noah Miller that made the hit on Aaron Brockman, trying to run the option and simply waited a little bit too long to make a decision, decided to keep, and kind of had the ball flailing out there a little bit, and a loss of 3 on the play.
Well, the way both of these teams can score points, as we've seen evidence of throughout the course of this season, it's important for both teams, like we talked about before the game, to be assignment sound on defense. And Noah Miller definitely did that on that play, put a big hit on Brockman due to good pursuit on his part, and saved a turnover there to Jarrett Christie. 3rd
down and a long 14 yards for Rock Hill. 2 receivers to the near side of Christie and Smith. Colston alone sent back behind Brockman at quarterback on 3rd and 14. Brockman fires to the near side, caught by Christie, trying to cut it back inside. He has nowhere to go. Thomas is there, finished off by Bo Dominy, as well as Connor Storr, and a pickup of maybe a half a yard on the play. If that, we're going to call it no gain on the pass play from Brockman to Jarrett Christie.
Well, those are the kind of pass plays that we're going to see from this Rock Hills Grizzlies team. They're going to be short passes out in the flat, manageable throws for Brockman to make, who's actually coming off the side now as the Grizzlies are going to punt from the 32.
Pretty easy decision now for Rock Hills. On 4th down and 14, inside their own territory at the 37, they will punt the football. There's a snap, and a line drive boot will take a bounce. Thomas lets it roll, not real sure why, as Alex Smith downs it at the... Nope, he got into the end zone. I don't think they're going to give it to him with the one. I think he put a foot into the end zone, and boy, that was a risky move by Miles Thomas. Are they going to down it at the one? Smith's feet were in the end zone. So apparently that doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter in the high school game, as long as the ball is touched down on the field.
He did end up sliding and spinning around. He wasn't actually in the end zone, so that is the right call.
Right.
As Lakeside will have 1st down and 10 at their own 1-yard line. So the Knights have a ways to go here on their first possession as Alex Rankin comes out, the 180-pound junior at quarterback. And a little bit of a different split setback for Lakeside. A handoff to Miles Thomas straight up the middle as he takes it up near the 5-yard line for a pickup of about 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard carry for Miles Thomas. Miles Thomas, the fullback, 195-pound junior. Joe Weiss, the senior at tailback. The guards are Alex Clark, 165 junior. Jesse Bliss, 175 senior. The ends are Connor Storr and Connor Shoemaker for the Lakeside Knights. Get a 4-yard pickup for Miles Thomas on 1st down. Sets up 2nd down and 6 for Lakeside at their own 5. Here's the handoff to Thomas again in the backfield, and quickly converging are the Rock Hills defenders. Levi Fleming, Anthony Burgess, Landon Reed all coming up off the pile, as well as Travis Boyles. And no gain for Miles Thomas. 3rd and 6 for Lakeside.
An excellent job there by the Grizzlies defense swarming in the ball. Levi Fleming had a huge game last week for Rock Hills defensively. Really made 4 or 5 plays in the course of that game that kept Lincoln from putting more points on the board than the 26 that they were able to score.
3rd down and 6 for Rock Hills at their own 5-yard line. Rankin with a play-action fake. Now rolls over to the right side. Has it at the 5. He's trying to tuck and run. Landon Reed will take him down. Did the ball come out? Boyles was down there acting like it might have come out. There is a penalty flag as well on the edge. A late penalty comes in at about the 10-yard line. And we'll see what the call is on the far side.
Rankin was looking actually.
Face mask on Rock Hills. That is a tough call for the Grizzlies at this point. And I don't think he gave the personal foul signal. This is a 5-yard penalty, so it's still going to be 3rd down and 1 for Lakeside.
Rankin actually looking to run to his left on that play. I believe that was designed to run all the way. Had nothing going over on this near side. And cut it back across the field to the right side and was met over there as well. Just nothing doing. Good defensive pursuit. Good job on a long extended play by the Grizzlies there to bring him down. Unfortunately, somebody got a piece of the face mask on Rankin there, bringing him down. And now a 3rd down and short and tough penalty here early for the Grizzlies, who had Lakeside in trouble. Was going to be 4th and long inside their own 10-yard line.
3rd down and about 2 coming up for Lakeside as Rankin steps under center. One running back in the backfield and a false start on the near side on Connor Storer. Will move him back 5 yards. 3rd down and 8 again for Lakeside.
Well, the partisan Rock Hills crowd down here made sure that the official threw that flag there. They started moaning and groaning before he ever had the chance to get the flag out of his pocket. That was a pretty obvious one. Easy call for the referees. And now we're right back into basically the same situation we were before now with 3rd and long again for Lakeside here with 6:36 to go here in this first quarter.
So again, Lakeside will have 3rd down and about 7, maybe 8 as they bring the play call in. Tough penalty there for the Knights. That was well before Rankin had even stepped under center to get things going on the offensive play, that there was a jump on the near side on the edge. Joe Weiss in the backfield behind the quarterback, Alex Rankin. Rankin retreats the pass, fires over the middle. Nice pass and a great catch by Connor Storer at the 25 and across the 25 to the 26. You talk about a rifle of a pass from Alex Rankin as he gets it across the 25 to the 27 on the play, and a 1st down for Lakeside covering 22 yards.
Outstanding throw there by Alex Rankin, hitting Storer coming from the left side, coming across the field to the far side and threw that ball about 20 yards in the air, and it never got more than head high all the way. That was an absolute rocket.
1st and 10 Lakeside at their own 27-yard line. One running back in the backfield behind at Rankin. He hands it to Joe Weiss. Weiss cuts it across the 30 to about the 31-yard line, and a pickup of maybe 2 on the play for Joe Weiss.
Running over the right-hand side there were the Knights. We saw them run over the right-hand side. That seems to be their favorite direction to go with the ball over the course of the season so far. And 2nd down and long here for the Knights.
5:35 to play in the first quarter. No score as Lakeside has 2nd down and 8 at their own 31-yard line. Quick pitch around the edge to Joe Weiss. Cuts it back inside, back across the 30 to the 31. No gain for Joe Weiss on the 2nd down play. He's trying to string it to the outside, and it stopped quickly. In on the tackle, Jarrett Christie and a couple other Rock Hills Grizzlies.
Well, you got to like what you're seeing so far, forgiving the penalties here for the Grizzlies early. Defensively, especially against the run, they're holding their own. Haven't seen Lakeside go for more than 4 yards on any particular running play here so far. 3rd
down and 8 now for Lakeside as Rankin is in the shotgun. Rankin takes the snap, hands off to Miles Thomas, and trying to break the tackle, leans forward at the 34 where he's hit, and across the 35. Is actually going to spot him right at the 35-yard line on the play. They weren't real generous with the spot for Miles, as that's a pickup of about 4 on the play for Thomas. 4th down and 4 coming up for Lakeside.
Yeah, 4th and long 4 here for Lakeside. See what they do here, if they're going to go ahead and run a play or maybe punt this ball away and play field position. But it looks like they're going to go for it. Here, big play early, big 4th down play for the Knights.
4th down and 4 for Lakeside at their own 34-yard line. Rankin again in the shotgun for the Knights, takes the snap, rolls to the right, looking to pass. He's going to tuck and run at the 30 to the 35, and to midfield and across the stripe, and a 1st down, and a late penalty flag coming in. Might be a late hit out of bounds on Rock Hills on that far sideline near the Lakeside side.
Yep, you got it, Dusty. That's what it's going to be. You're going to have Rankin getting hit out of bounds. Did a good job. Was looking for Storer again off the left side, running the crossing pattern across the field to the far side, and actually was pretty well covered there. Jarrett Christie with protection over the top in this safety position, and he tucked it in, ran up the sideline, made a good job, picked up the 1st down, but then the penalty here. And this is something we talked about earlier. The Grizzlies can't hurt themselves with penalties, and so far on this drive, they've done that. 3 plays now, 25 yards in penalties for the Grizzlies on this drive.
This is a very big one as it sets up Lakeside all the way into Rock Hills territory at the 25, 15 yards after the play was over on the run by Alex Rankin. 1st and 10 with one running back in the backfield. That's Miles Thomas for Lakeside at the Rock Hills 25. Thomas trying to get around the edge, cuts it back inside to the 20. Still on his feet, spins off a defender and goes out of bounds across the 20 to the 19. A pickup of 6 yards, but a very acrobatic 6 for Miles Thomas.
Yeah, acrobatic is right, Dusty. Did a good job over there. Again, around the right side for the Knights was Thomas on that play. Made a nice spin move to avoid a tackle, and then kind of tried to hop in the air to make another guy miss who was coming out of that spin move, and able to get that and is knocked down. But good yardage there on 1st down for Lakeside.
St. John's Tipton at Teskett tonight. 6-6 tie in the first quarter. Lakeside has 2nd down and 4 at the Rock Hills 19. Handoff to Cole Weiss, dragging a defender across to the 17-yard line. Weiss will pick up 3 as Travis Boyle's in on the tackle, as well as Anthony Burgess for Rock Hills, and 2 yards short of the 1st down. 3rd and 2 coming up for Lakeside.
3rd and short here for Lakeside. It's not a bad place to be, deep in Rock Hills territory here. We talked earlier about Rock Hills needing to try to have some long, sustained drives, take some time off the clock, and so far Lakeside being able to do that here on their first offensive series.
Knights have 3rd down and 2 at the Rock Hills 17-yard line. Rankin again in the shotgun. In motion is Cole Weiss. Weiss gets the handoff around the edge, ducks his shoulder down, and looks like he has enough for the 1st down. We'll wait for the official signal, but from this angle, right at the 15-yard line, it looks like they may actually have to measure for this one. As I look at the sideline a little bit closer, they will bring out the sticks on this play. Again, as we mentioned tonight, St. John's Tipton is at Teskett in a big district game. The Blue Jays is probably one of their better chances to have some success this year, tied up at 6 midway through the first quarter in Teskett tonight. They stretch the chains, and Cole Weiss has just enough for the 1st down. A 2-yard pickup for Cole. That's all he needed.
Tell you what, Cole Weiss made that 1st down by being the aggressor, running with the football there. He had Chance Colson and Jarrett Christie in pursuit on him, and he put his shoulder down, initiated the contact, and that's how he got that extra half yard to convert that 3rd down into a 1st.
1st and 10 for Lakeside as they have the ball at the Rock Hills 15-yard line. Again in the shotgun is Rankin. Naked bootleg. He's going to look to pass. Lob pass over the top for Shoemaker, and overshot him in the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Rankin a little bit too much arm strength on that throw. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Knights after the incompletion.
Well, Connor Shoemaker's tall, but he's not that tall. At 6'6", he can go up and he can get those balls, as we've seen him do throughout the course of the season, but that one just a little bit overthrown, and bringing up 2nd down here for the Knights.
You know, when I introduced the starting lineup, I didn't even mention the center, Keegan Highland. He's a pretty important cog in the system, a 190-pound junior who has been a very, very good blocking center for the size that he is so far this season. Under center this time for Lakeside. Rankin, quick pitch around the outside to Cole Weiss. Has it at the 15, cut down at about the 12. We'll see where they officially spot him after the run on the far sideline. It's called a 3-yard pickup for Cole Weiss at the 12-yard line.
Lakeside continuing to run that ball over the right side. Time after time, I don't think we've seen them run the ball to the left. Once they tried on the bootleg down on the other end at the beginning of this series, did the Knights and Rankin. But other than that, everything over the right side so far, and a little bit odd, especially where they're over there on the right side of the field is the way it is, shortening up the field against themselves, really.
2:15 to play in the first quarter. No score as Rankin takes the snap, hands off to Miles Thomas. Goes straight forward, uses that power across the 10-yard line and down to about the 8-yard line of the carry for Miles Thomas. Just about a yard, we'll call it the 7, a yard short of the 1st down for Thomas.
Well, here we come now, another big 4th down play for both of these teams here early in this ball game. Look, what have we got here, Dusty? About 2 yards?
It'll be about 2 yards for the 1st down for Miles Thomas.
Lakeside going to take a timeout here, talk it over.
After the run by Thomas is what I was meaning to say. 1:50 to play in the first quarter. We're going to take the timeout as well. We're back in 60 seconds. 4th down play for Lakeside. Alex Rankin keeps around the edge and dives toward the goal line. Did he get in? Yes! Touchdown, Lakeside on a 4th and 1 play on the far side. Alex Rankin scores the first points of the game for the Lakeside Knights. 1:44 to play in the first quarter. It's 6-0 Lakeside.
Good job there. Again, running to the right are the Lakeside Knights. Picked up good blocking up front. Rankin doing a good job of ducking there, diving across the goal line. Official with a late signal, but he does rule it a touchdown and Lakeside here with the early lead coming back to the line for 2.
Knights lead 6-0 off the 70-yard touchdown run by Alex Rankin on 4th and 2. 2-point attempt coming up for Lakeside. Right to the right hip of Rankin is Thomas. Again, running the option play. Quick pitch right side. Thomas cuts it back out to the outside. Just in front of the pylon. Gets in for the 2-point conversion. Lakeside leads 8-0. 1:44 to play in the first quarter. We're back in 60 seconds on Z96.3. And Dusty Dunnis and Chad Halleck back with you on Z96.3. The Lakeside Knights leading 8-0. The kickoff is fielded by Jarrett Christie, running around the edge of the 20 to the 25 and out to the 28. As we're back after the Knights have a 7-yard touchdown run for Alex Rankin. The 2-point conversion by Miles Thomas with 1:37 now to play in the first quarter. It's 8-0 Lakeside.
12-play scoring drive on that last one there for the Lakeside Knights. Ate up 7 minutes and 22 seconds of clock and before the 7-yard touchdown run over the right side by Alex Rankin.
1st and 10 for Rock Hills. They'll set up their next possession at their own 27-yard line. They got a first down on their first set of 3 plays, but then had to punt after a couple penalties on their first drive. Here's Christie getting the carry, trying to roll around the edge at the 30-yard line. Went right up the middle and tried to roll out of some tackles out there on the stop for Lakeside. Joe Weiss as well as a couple others, and a pickup of 3 for Jarrett Christie.
Brandon Smith also doing a good job on that play, coming up and spinning Colton around, or Christie around on that play, bringing him down to the ground finally.
2nd down and 7 for Rock Hills at their own 30-yard line. 2 receivers split to the far side are Christie and Smith. And in the backfield, or actually it was Colson and Smith. Christie in the backfield takes the pitch, tries to get around the edge, and does across the 35 to the 36, and a pickup of about 5 for Jarrett Christie, just a yard short of the first down for Rock Hill. Nice quick hitter for the Grizzlies around the far side.
Nice run there by Christie. Tracked down again by number 35, Brandon Smith. Tripped him up just a little bit, and then number 74, Big Tracy Darnell, coming in from behind over the top and driving him into the turf. 36 seconds to play in the first quarter. It's 8-0 Lakeside. Rock Hills has 3rd down and about a yard and a half outside their own 36, at the 36, as Colson goes in motion to the far side. Trying to bubble screen, and it's knocked out into the backfield. Well, that's close. That could have easily been a backwards pass and a lateral that could have been picked up and maybe taken for 6 by Connor Shoemaker. They tried the bubble screen out there for Chance Colson, and it didn't work, and Shoemaker got a big paw on it, which, boy, they could have had a turnover right there. Yeah, that was real close. I'm not going to speculate on it any more than that, but it was awful close to being a backward pass. Brockman came out with the snap from center and instantly turned to his left to throw the ball out there to the far side. Shoemaker all over it, though, in between the play, knocking it down, bringing up a 4th down here for the Grizzlies. 4th
and 2 for Rock Hills. They decide to go for it. Brockman under center on a long count. Lakeside nearly jumped off as Brockman goes forward, and he's short, but a penalty flag comes in late. Actually, Brockman comes squirting out of there. I didn't even see it as he came out of there, and 4th down play, and 2 flags are out there.
Yeah, I didn't see Brockman come out of the back end of that until I noticed a couple of Lakeside defenders running down the other way on the field, and there he was somersaulting his way, and they're going to give him a spot there, but it looks like we got a penalty against the Grizzlies. And that's a good job there by Lakeside, able to stop him there on 4th down. And they're going to back him up, though, here. We've got a penalty against the Grizzlies. I think we called a holding. I missed the call, to be honest with you, but backing the Grizzlies up here. No, it's just a 5-yard, so I'm not sure what the penalty was on that play, Dusty.
He said the penalty was aiding the runner.
Oh, a push. Okay.
Yep. As now Rock Hills will punt the football away. Christie back the punt for Rock Hill. Christie takes the snap. Spinning kick will be fair caught and fumbled by Miles Thomas. Rock Hills is on top of it at the 21-yard line. A turnover on a muff punt by Lakeside's Miles Thomas, and Rock Hills takes over at the 21.
Travis Boyle's covering up that fumble there by Thomas. Called for the fair catch. You've got to bring that ball in. It just bounced right off his chest and hit the turf. And Boyle's a homecoming king, able to land on that ball and get the Grizzlies in business here just outside the Lakeside 20.
Grizzlies have 1st down and 10 at the Lakeside 21-yard line. Aaron Brockman steps under center. The I formation behind him is Colson and Christie. Brockman takes the snap. Rolling on the left side of the option and stuffed in the backfield. Making the stop It's Co Weiss for the Lakeside Knights. No gain for Aaron Bronkelman.
Into the first quarter here now. Here, an 8-0 lead for the visiting Lakeside Knights here in Mankato.
8-0 Lakeside at the end of one. We'll take the timeout as well. We're back in 60 seconds here on Z96.3. Dusty Donaldson, Chad Halleck back with you here on Z96.3. Lakeside leading Rock Hills at the end of 1, 8-0. Here's a quick pitch to Christie around the far side. Taken down in the backfield. Connor Storer there. Initial hit was made by Co Weiss. Christie loses 2 on the play.
Excellent pursuit on the last 2 plays by the Lakeside defense, doing a good job getting in the backfield and stopping these running plays for the Grizzlies before they ever really have an opportunity to develop. 3-yard loss on that play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and a long 11 here for the Grizzlies.
Another 3rd down play as Brockman sets up in the I formation. Aaron, a long count, takes the snap. Quick pitch right side for Jarrett Christie. Again, stuffed in the backfield. Hit hard after the initial hit by, again, Co Weiss. And finishing off was Brandon Smith for the Lakeside Knights, and a loss of 3 for Jarrett Christie.
3 consecutive dominant plays here in a row for this Lakeside defense. Those 2 safeties and Smith and Weiss coming up and making big plays in the backfield here. And now a 4th down and long here for the Grizzlies with 10:58 and counting here to go in this first half. Lakeside leads 8-0.
And a timeout on the field called by the Rock Hills Grizzlies. 10:57 to play, as Chad just said, here in the first half. It's 8-0 Lakeside, and a big 4th and 16 coming up for Rock Hills. We're back in 30 seconds on Z96.3. We'll go ahead and keep it here. 10:57 to play in quarter number 1.
I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry.
I didn't hear you. You might wait just about 2 seconds when you pick up. Say you got me. That way I can hear you.
And you're back.
10:57 to play in the first half. It's Rock Hills and Lakeside here in Mankato tonight in a big district showdown. As we mentioned, Rock Hills, they need to win pretty much to have a chance to get into the playoffs, and 4 points is the number, the magic number that they need to win by to put themselves in good position. Right now they have 4th down at about 16, maybe 17 to go for a first down, and at their own, or excuse me, at the Lakeside 26, they will go for it. As Colson comes in motion to the near side, Brockman now by himself, the quarterback, looking to possibly set up the screen, and that play going nowhere. Quickly into the backfield, Noah Miller with yet another sack, his 7th of the season, as Miller takes down Brockman for a loss of 4, and Lakeside gets the turnover on downs. They'll start at the 31, their own 31.
Well, what a series of downs defensively there for Lakeside. 4 straight plays, they had guys in the backfield almost instantaneously, and Noah Miller coming through, making the sack there, and back now come the Knights.
Rankin will be in the shotgun on 1st and 10 at his own 31. Lakeside leading 8-0. Coming in motion to the near side is Co Weiss. He gets the call. Thomas trying to make a block on the outside. Weiss gets around the edge and knocked out of bounds on the near side, right in front of the Rock Hills players on the sideline. At the 37-yard line, a pickup of, we'll call it 5 for Co Weiss.
Nice 5-yard pickup for Co Weiss there on 1st down. Again, Lakeside running to the right-hand side over those blockers there. Weiss taking the ball over clear out to the sideline, trying to stretch it up the field, with a nice play made by the Grizzlies defense, knocking them out of bounds.
Grizzlies all over that one as Co Weiss got around the edge. It still picked up 5. 2nd and 5 for Lakeside. Thomas goes in motion to the far side this time and takes the end around, and he'll be stuffed after no gain on the play. Nice job by Rock Hills stringing that one out and making the ankle tackle on Miles Thomas. Maybe a half a yard for Miles. 3rd down and 5 coming up for Lakeside.
Those are long developing plays, actually, for Lakeside. We see them run that quite a bit, and usually they try to get it upfield a little bit quicker than Thomas was able to on that play. He just got strung out a little bit farther to the sideline than he would have liked, and made it easy for the linebackers and safeties to pursue for the Grizzlies and make that tackle.
3rd down and a short 5 for Lakeside. Again, Weiss comes in motion. He gets the quick handoff, tries to go forward, but hit hard at the initial contact made by Landon Reed as well as Travis Boyles. And a gain of 2 for Co Weiss. He needed 5. 4th and 3 coming up near midfield for Lakeside, so a decision coming up. We'll actually call it a yard for Weiss, and 4th and 4 coming up.
4th down here, and like you said, Dusty, about 4 yards short of midfield, but it looks like the Knights are going to go for it here.
Yeah, not a big shocker. They did this in the first quarter as well, and it was successful. They actually had 2 4th down conversions on their first drive in the first quarter. Rankin will keep. He is trying to dive forward, very close to the first down. They're going to spot him a yard short, a 3-yard pickup for Alex Rankin, and a turnover on downs for Lakeside. Rock Hills gets the ball back at their own, or actually at the Lakeside 39-yard line.
Yeah, Rankin trying to stretch out there at the last minute to get that ball across the first down marker, but I'm looking right down the line here from my vantage point here, and he was a yard short at least on that play, and the Grizzlies going to take over here at midfield.
Yeah, Rock Hills with 1st and 10, just inside Lakeside territory at the 39. 9:35 to play first half. Lakeside leading 8-0. Split to the far side is Jarrett Christie as Brockman is under center with the fullback Colson behind him. He hands off to Chance. Chance takes forward, but quickly stopped by the Lakeside defense and the linebacker Miles Thomas. Also into the play for Lakeside was Tracy Darnell, and a pickup of 4 for Chance Colson on the carry.
Chance Colson over the right side, following a nice block there by the offensive line, but met by 3 Lakeside Knights about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage and driven back, bringing up second down here for the Grizzlies.
Along 6 to go for Rock Hills. Split to the far side is Jarrett Christie. One running back in the backfield again is Colson as he goes in motion to the far side. Brockman, a little speed option around the right side, is stuffed and knocked out of bounds on the far sideline. Making the stop over there was Noah Miller for Lakeside, and a loss of 3 on the play for Aaron Brockman.
Brockman sprint there out to the right. He was actually looking to throw the ball downfield, didn't have anywhere to go, and decided to tuck at the last minute and run. Noah Miller doing a good job grabbing him, standing him up, and Cole Weiss comes in from that monster position and finishes the play off, knocking him out of bounds. 3rd and long here, almost 10 for the Grizzlies.
3rd down for Rock Hills. Again, one running back in the backfield is Colson. Rock Hills moving right to left on your radio here in the second quarter, trailing 8-0. Run the end around for Jarrett Christie, cuts it back inside and stopped well short of the first down. Did pick up about 4 yards on the carry across the 35 down to the 33. And 4th down and about 4 coming up for Rock Hills. And now the Grizzlies need to make a decision on what they want to do. More than likely will go for it. But a big play call coming up on 4th and a long 4 for Rock Hills.
Oh, I think the Grizzlies will go for it here. It's a big play, not only for them, but for this Lakeside defense, who has done a very good job so far, slowing down this rushing attack for the Grizzlies.
4th and 4, Rock Hills. Brockman will step under center again. This is where they could really benefit from maybe a little bit better passing game than what they've had so far this year. Brockman takes the snap, takes the handoff to the fullback, keeps around the edge, has some running room into the open field to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Aaron Brockman. You could benefit from the passing game, but you can also benefit from the speed of Aaron Brockman as he takes it in from 34 yards out for 6 for the Rock Hills Grizzlies.
Another long developing play there, a lot of misdirection and fake handoffs going on. Brockman faked the handoff to Colson going up the middle initially, and then faked the end around coming back to the near side. And I didn't catch the player on that, but then Brockman takes the ball over the right side, up the middle, makes a good move, cuts back to the center, and then it's just a race that he wins to the end zone. And Rock Hills now with an opportunity for 2 to tie this game.
Aaron Brockman steps under center. One running back in the backfield is Christie. As Brockman takes the snap, goes straight forward, and he stops short of the goal line on the 2-point attempt. So Lakeside holds on to their lead. 7:33 to play in the first half. It's Lakeside 8, Rock Hills 6. We're back in 60 seconds on Z96.3. Dusty Donis and Chad Halleck back with you on Z96.3. Lakeside now leading 8-6 over the Rock Hills Grizzlies, as the Knights will get the kickoff from Rock Hills. Alex Sons will take it at about the 4-yard line. To the 5, 10, 15 to the 20. Running behind his blockers to the 25 and across the 30. Boy, still on his feet on the far sideline and gets all the way out to the 35 and to the 36-yard line. A nice return for Alex Sons for the Lakeside Knights as they will take over at their own 36.
Sons doing a nice job of following his blockers up that left sideline. Actually managed to drag the pile with him for 4 or 5 extra yards at the end of that play. And nice field position here for only the 3rd offensive possession here in this game so far for Lakeside.
1st and 10 for the Knights as they have it again at their own 37-yard line. High formation or split and backs behind the quarterback Rankin as Cole Weiss takes it. Initial hit was made in the backfield by Wyatt Flynn. Weiss spun off of that, but nice pursuit from Rock Hills, making sure Weiss didn't go much further than he did after the spin. 2-yard pickup for Cole on the play.
A good, tough run there. Just 2-yard pickup on the play there for Cole Weiss, but he earned every bit of it. Got met, like you said, right there at the line of scrimmage, spun out of that tackle and powered his way forward for a couple of yards, making something out of nothing there for the Lakeside Knights on first down.
2nd and 8 now for Lakeside, just inside their own territory at the 39-yard line. Alex Rankin with one running back. That's Miles Thomas. Play action. Rankin looks to pass. Storer is wide open behind the Rock Hills defense. Throws up to the top. Nice recovery speed from Jarrett Christie. Backpedaling toward the football and made the knockdown, the pass deflection, because it looked like Storer was going to be smooth sailing for 6. But then a nice recovery by Jarrett Christie. The pass incomplete. 3rd down and 8.
Christie making a good play on the ball there, doing a good job defensively from that safety position. Ball maybe just a tad underthrown from Rankin on that play. Could have put a little more air under it and threw it out in front of Storer just a little bit, make it a little easier for him to make that play and not allow Christie to come in and knock that ball down.
Into the first quarter in Tesket tonight. Tesket leading St. John's Tipton 20-14 after a Cody Wood touchdown and a 2-point conversion. 3rd down and 8 for Lakeside. Handoff goes to Thomas, trying to get around the edge. He's hit by Smith, and Miles cuts it back inside near the sideline. A late hit comes from Flynn. It's not going to be malicious enough to throw a flag, as there'll be a 2-yard pickup at the end of the run there for Miles Thomas when it's all said and done. And a 4th down and about 6 maybe coming up for Lakeside, just inside Rock Hills territory at the 39 after the 2-yard run.
Interesting play call there on 3rd down for the Knights, running the ball over the right-hand side again to the right. Lakeside now in this game is just 2 out of 7 on 3rd down, and a 4th down and about 5 here, 6 maybe call it for the Knights.
4th and 6 for Lakeside as Rankin is in the shotgun. Miles Thomas, the one running back to the near side, goes in motion. There's the snap to Rankin. Alex looks to pass. He's going to tuck and run. Has a lot of running room. He's got the first down and much more to the 30. And inside the 30 all the way down to the 25, maybe the 24 by the end of the run. That's where they will spot him. A nice run for Alex Rankin as he covers about 16 yards on the carry.
Rankin was looking for Connor Storer who came out, ran a route over the middle, then cut out toward the sideline to his left. Nothing there, but then all of a sudden, the whole middle of the field opened up, and Rankin just put his head down and ran. Nice pickup on the play. First down in business just inside the 25 here for Lakeside.
1st and 10 for Lakeside at the 24 as Rankin steps under center. Thomas again in motion. Alex just a straight quick handoff to Thomas around the edge. Breaks through one tackle on the far sideline, but that was a quick move and play. On the far side is a quick handoff from Rankin goes to Thomas, and a pickup of 10, maybe 11 for Miles. They will say 11. Pickup of 11 and a first down for Lakeside all the way down to the Rock Hills 17-yard line.
That's the 4th first down for this Lakeside Knights team tonight in the ball game. Thomas doing a good job, showing some good athleticism, shifty back and forth, dancing along that sideline, able to pick up a couple of extra yards and give Lakeside an advantage here, looking to take an extension or to extend the lead that they already have at 8-6 here with 5:40 left in the first half.
Rankin in the shotgun, takes the snap again, rolling to the right side and looks to pass. Alex picks it up, fires into the back of the end zone, a little bit too high for Cole Weiss. That's his completely legal hit by Jarrett Christie in the end zone as Weiss goes on to the turf and picks himself back up after the incomplete pass. It's 2nd down and 10 for Lakeside at the Rock Hills. Next we have the ball at the 12-yard line.
Well, that was Connor Shoemaker. That's a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
That ball just over the outstretched arms of Cole Weiss, doing a good job, making a good attempt there to leap up, catch that ball. Just a little bit overthrown. A couple of overthrows now we've seen on opportunities for touchdown passes here for Alex early in this game.
So on 2nd and 10 from the 12, the Knights will come up to the line of scrimmage. Rankin in the shotgun. Running back is Miles Thomas. At a wing back is Cole Weiss. Quick pass on the flare for Weiss as he cuts it back inside at the 5. Still on his feet, trying to push his way across to the first down marker. He's inside the 5, down to about the 4, and I think just about a yard short of the first down, but a nice play for Lakeside covering 9 yards on 2nd and 10.
Well, the official that we've got on this near side, I think, is standing a little closer to the 5 than they've got it on the other side. I think they've got him inside almost to the 3 there, and they're actually going to take a timeout and measure it. It is that close.
They got to pull that stick out about 4 feet to see if he's got the first down, and he does. So a 10-yard pickup for Cole Weiss on the play, and a first down for the Lakeside Knights. 1st and goal at about the 3, just inside the 3, actually, closer to the 2 here for the Lakeside Knights.
And going back to what we talked about as far as keys to the game before we started here, This is a situation 2 weeks ago in Clyde we saw Lakeside be first and goal inside the 5-yard line and hurt themselves with penalties on 2 different drives and failed to score.
5:25 and counting in the first half. It's 8-6. Lakeside with the lead. Rankin takes the snap. Fumble. The ball's loose. Miles Thomas is on top of it. As you said, they had, these situations against Clifton-Clyde, and they don't respond real well on their first opportunity here. And on first and goal for 3, it'll be now second and goal from about the 5-yard line for the Lakeside Knights. And Coach Kirk Christians wants to talk to his group after the miscommunication, just not a good exchange there on the play. 5:08 to play, first half. It's 8-6 Lakeside. We're back in 30 seconds on Z96.3. 5:08 to play in the first half. It's 8-6 in favor of the Lakeside Knights over the Rock Hills Grizzlies. They have second down and goal now at the 5-yard line after they had fumbled on first and goal at the 3. And Chad, a situation now where Lakeside basically holding on to the football right now. If you're the Knights, is the big key at this juncture.
Yeah, and another big key is to try to score. You're down inside the 5 here. You don't want to come away without any points here. And don't be surprised to see Lakeside try to maybe move the ball through the air in the next couple of downs.
Second and goal at the 4. Rankin takes the snap, hands off to Thomas. Miles spinning off defenders. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown, Miles Thomas. That last-ditch effort there for Miles Thomas at the end of the play gets him 6, and the Knights lead 14-6 with 5:03 to play first half.
Thomas doing an excellent job giving that everything he had there on that play. That's one of those where you get a good second and a nice third effort to get across the goal line there. He lunged once from about the 2 that got him inside the 1 and lunged again from there, still dragging defenders, got the ball across the goal line, and now Lakeside back to the line.
Followed a 4-yard touchdown for Miles Thomas. Rankin a quick pitch left side. Thomas trying to cut it back inside after the pitch. Will be stopped short of the goal line. Making the stop, Dalton Wilson over there, as well as Travis Boyles for Rock Hills. And with 5:03 to play in the second quarter, it's 14-6. Lakeside with the lead. We're back in 60 seconds on Z96.3. Connor Storr set to kick off after the Lakeside touchdown. An end-over-end kick will be fielded by Smith at about the 4-yard line. They fake the reverse. Smith around the edge of the 5 to the 10 and to the 15, and finally taken down to the far side. Nice coverage on the kickoff. They don't bite on the fake. I believe it was Jesse Bliss over there on the tackle for Lakeside. With 4:57 to play in the first half, it's 14-6 in favor of the Lakeside Knights. Smith Center tonight leading Beloit in Beloit at this point in time, 21-8. Wade Gerstner and Todd Clover on the call over on Katy Country 94 tonight. First and 10, Rock Hills. They have the ball at the 16-yard line. Brockman steps under center. He has a 34-yard touchdown run for Rock Hills. They're only scored so far in the game. Aaron takes the snap. Handoff to the tailback, Christie. He's stuffed in the backfield. No gain for Jared on the play. Actually lost a half a yard, it looks like. Again, quickly converging for the Lakeside Knights. Co Weiss on the tackle. I believe Brandon Smith was over there as well for Lakeside.
Yeah, Smith and Weiss doing a good job tag teaming there from the secondary for these Knights. Made several plays that they've both been in on simultaneously here in this first half. And important opportunity here for the Grizzlies to answer, move the ball down here before halftime.
Market is no gain for Jarrett Christie. Rock Hills was second down and 10 at their own 16. Brockman with one running back in the backfield. That's Chance Colson. Aaron takes the snap. They fake the reverse. Aaron will keep around the edge and not going anywhere. He's going to get maybe 2 yards, but that's a quick hitting play and a misdirection play that you would hope to get about maybe 10, 15 yards at least on the way it was set up. Nice job by Lakeside of keeping their containment around that edge to pick up a 3 for Aaron Brockman.
Well, that was the play that Brockman scored a touchdown almost in exact same play that he was able to score on here early in the quarter.
3rd and 7 now for Rock Hills. They have the ball at about their own 18-yard line on the 3rd down play. Colson again the lone setback behind the quarterback, Aaron Brockman. Brockman on a long count takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, play action. He's stuffed in the backfield, tries to throw it forward. I think they whistled him down before he got rid of the football, though. We're going to wait and see what the official call is. Noah Miller was way back there in his grasp, and that might there is a penalty flag actually on the far sideline too. So we'll see if it's maybe an intentional grounding. It didn't get back to the line of scrimmage when he tried to throw it, and I think that might be what it is. Yeah, but it is intentional grounding on Brockman. It was either going to be a sack, and he was actually whistled down, or intentional grounding, and it is intentional grounding. You know, Aaron's still a young kid out there playing quarterback, and sometimes you're just trying to do whatever you can to make the play to where it's not going to hurt you as bad, and then when you intentional ground, it ends up hurting you worse because you lose that down, and then also lose 10 yards on the play, when in this case it'll be half the distance to the goal. to the about the 6-yard line, and Rock Hills will punt the football away more than likely with 3:34 to play first half, and Lakeside leading 14-6. Alex Sons is back to return for Lakeside on the punt. Sons standing at about his own 32-yard line. There's a snap. A high spiraling punt as Sons came up a little bit too close almost to field it, and boy, Travis Boyles was right there. I think Sons got himself a little out of position and then had to backpedal. Made it a lot easier for Travis Boyles to make that easy tackle coming back on special teams, and a very good punt by the Rock Hills Grizzlies. I believe Jordan Walters punting for the Grizzlies tonight.
Yeah, Walter with a nice punt, nice high spiraling punt downfield. Sons lucky to hold on to that ball there because he caught that out in front of his face about 2 feet with both hands and was hit almost instantly by Boyles on that play. Made a good job, did a good job to drag him down as Lakeside comes to line here, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line for the Lakeside Knights. Rankin takes the snap, hands off to Coe Weiss. He's hit in the backfield immediately. Chance Colson on the tackle for Rock Hills. Also in there, Landon Reed, Travis Boyles, Anthony Burgess, all coming off the pile. 4 out of the 8 guys on the field were all over that play. No gain for Coe Weiss.
Excellent team defense there for the Rock Hills Grizzlies. Over the left-hand side, finally a run goes there for the Lakeside Knights. But a good job staying home and fundamentally assignment sound there for the Grizzlies on that play. And a little bit of a loss, actually, looks like on that play. So 2nd and a long 10 here for the Lakeside Knights.
Just under 3 minutes to play in the first half. 14-6, Lakeside with the lead. Rankin in the shotgun, coming in motion to the near side is Coe Weiss. They fake the handoff. Rankin trying to keep quick option pitch to Miles Thomas as Thomas tries to get around the edge, has some running room in midfield to the 35 to the 30. What a block out here by Coe Weiss as he sets him down, and Thomas walks into the end zone. Rock Hills wanted a block in the back, but that was far from a block in the back. That was a sensational block on the edge by Coe Weiss. And I don't know if Miles Thomas was just toying with him or what, but he walked the last 15 yards of that touchdown run for the Lakeside Knights as he takes it in from 43 yards out for the Knights.
Jarrett Christie actually did a good job, kept his assignment in check on that play, came up and met Rankin behind the line of scrimmage, spun him around. Alex able to keep his feet and turn and throw the ball, and kind of it was a pitch backwards, I guess, but technically he really just kind of tossed the ball back to Thomas, who made a good move. And now here's Lakeside on the pitch on the outside to Coe Weiss, fighting and met by 4 Grizzly defenders and knocked out of bounds. No good on the 2-point conversion for Lakeside, who now leads 20-6.
20-6 Lakeside with 2:36 to play here in the first half. We'll take the timeout. We're back in 60 seconds on Z96.3 from Mankato.
Side of the field, and then the outstanding block by Colson. 3 excellent plays by Colson, by Coe Weiss.
Swift kick for Lakeside will be fielded by Alex Smith at the 5, to the 10, 15, to the 20. Trying to get around the edge, stopped by Jacob Brush. Bo Domney finishing off, as well as Connor Storer, but not before Smith drug him across the 25 to the 27-yard line. And that's where Rock Hills will start 1st and 10 with 2:28 to play in the first half. Lakeside leading 20-6. At last check, 21-8 lead for Smith Center over Beloit in the second quarter. And also Teskett was leading St. John's Tipton. I don't have that score right up. Teskett was up by 6 at halftime. I believe 20-14 over St. John's Tipton down in Teskett this evening.
This is really a critical series on offense for the Grizzlies here. They need to get some points on the board here with 2:28 before halftime.
20-6, Lakeside with the lead. Brockman with the I formation behind him at their own 27. Rock Hill starts this possession. Aaron fakes, or actually does give to Christie, who spins off the defender. Nice play by Jarrett. Trying to make the tackle, Brandon Smith, and boy, Christie just spun right off of him, finishing off with Phil White and Connor Shoemaker, but a 8-yard pickup for Jarrett Christie on a nice hard run.
Good job by Christie, picking up good yardage there on first down over the left side, just outside the left guard, and making a nice spin move, like he said, to get away from the first tackle and move the ball upfield. 2nd and a long 2 now for Rock Hills as Brockman steps under center. Again, the traditional I behind him. Aaron takes the snap again. They give it to Christie, stuffed in the backfield. Miles Thomas is there. Quickly back there was Tracy Darnell again for Lakeside as well, causing problems in the backfield. The 2-yard loss this time for Jarrett Christie. There's one thing that's been real impressive about the Lakeside Knights this year is they'll give up a play like that. They come right back, and they're always right in your face, ready for the next play. They are resilient. We've seen that time and time again this season.
3rd down and 5 now for Rock Hill. Split to the far side is Christie as Colson goes in motion. Brockman, the quarterback, now the only back. as he looks to throw. Lob pass over the middle and overshot his intended receiver. Bearing down hard on him was Noah Miller again for the Lakeside Knights, and incomplete over the top of Jarrett Christie's head. Boy, Noah Miller has made a living in the backfield tonight for Lakeside as well. Fortunately for the Grizzlies, he hasn't caused the huge problems, but actually did cause a big problem there on the last possession on the intentional grounding as well. Boy, Noah's playing a very good game tonight for Lakeside.
Noah doing an excellent job. Tracy Darnell, we haven't really called his name a lot as far as making plays, but he is going up into that line of scrimmage and putting shots on blockers. Every play, he's putting a hit on somebody on that offensive line.
On that third down play, and an incomplete pass sets up fourth down and about 5 now for Rock Hills. In punt formation is Walter. Jordan is holding. Finally going to go ahead and let this one fly. He was going to wait as long as he could, and a great punt from Walter that's going to take a bounce out of bounds at the 7-yard line. That was a very smart play by Jordan Walter. He knew that Lakeside wasn't going to come. He decided to wait a little bit, set it up, try to get it, kind of like that. I don't know if it was his intention to try to have kind of like a coffin corner punt, but it worked out effectively as it goes out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. A very good punt for Jordan Walter.
A very heady play, whether that was something that the coaches talked with him about or not, but there was no pressure coming from Lakeside on that, so he basically just stood there and held the ball as long as he could to not only let time run off the clock, but to allow the Grizzlies to get downfield and down this punt.
Lakeside again with first down and 10 at their own 7-yard line. Alex Rankin in shotgun takes the snap. Looks to pass. Rankin fires. Looks deep for Connor Shoemaker and just over his head at about the 40-yard line. Rankin showing his arm strength there, but too far for Shoemaker as it falls incomplete. Lakeside with the mentality of attack right now with 55 seconds to play in the first half.
And as well they should also. They've got a 14-point lead. We're under a minute to go. And tried to go for the home run ball there on first down, and the streak to Connor Shoemaker here on the near side, just a little bit overthrown, was that ball for Rankin.
2nd and 10 now for the Knights as they have the ball again at their own 7-yard line. Rankin takes the snap, looks to pass, and again flushed out of the pocket to the near side, and he'll tuck to go out of bounds. A very, very smart decision by Rankin to try to not make too much out of that as he just ran and tucked it and went out of bounds to pick up of maybe a half a yard to a yard for Alex Rankin.
The only thing that maybe Rankin could have done on that play that was a smart play on his part was maybe just go ahead and try to get down in bounds and not allow himself to be forced out. If they're going to try to throw the ball, they don't want to give this ball up or have to punt the ball away on fourth down with too much time left on this clock.
Still 48 seconds to play in the first half, 20-6 in favor of the Lakeside Knights. That's plenty of time for Rock Hills to do something, by the way. An 8-man football, any team is a pretty well quick strike offense when they need to be, as Rankin is in the shotgun. Again, returning the pass, the screen set up, and Miles Thomas just a little bit over his head, can't make the catch. Really not what Lakeside wants right now. The clock is stopped with 45 seconds left and a 4th down and 9. An obvious punt situation for the Knights as Connor Shoemaker will go back. And you have the ever-explosive Jarrett Christie back to return for the Rock Hills Grizzlies.
Yeah, Lakeside unfortunate on that last play. Had the screen set up pretty well there on the far side. Had 3 blockers out in front of him and only 2 guys to try to take care of defensively for the Grizzlies, but they're going to have to punt it away here. Phil Weiss back to kick this one away.
Phil Weiss to punt. Jarrett Christie again back to return, standing in his own 33. Weiss takes the snap. Bit of a high one. Gets a nice leg into it, but it was real high and hung up in the wind a little bit. And to make matters worse for Lakeside, they've just set up Rock Hills at the Lakeside 27-yard line. Still 35 seconds to play, and a 20-6 Lakeside lead.
A real opportunistic situation here for the Grizzlies, who did a good job defensively, kept Lakeside from moving the ball downfield, then forcing the punt, which is a high short punt. So 35 seconds here, and I believe that the Grizzlies have 2 timeouts remaining here that they can use to try to get some points on the board here before halftime.
Rock Hills quickly up to the line, 1st and 10 at at the Lakeside 28-yard line. Coming in motion to the near side is Jarrett Christie. Brockman, a long count, takes the snap. Brockman a keep around the left edge, spinning off one of the tacklers, but that was a quick job down low there as he spun off the high hit, but getting them at the ankles, I believe, was Miles Thomas, and finishing off was Connor Storer for the Lakeside Knights. A pickup of 3 for Rock Hills quarterback Aaron Brockman.
Got a timeout now. The Grizzlies are going to use one of them here. They need to manage the clock. 27 seconds left now here in this first half, and I believe the Grizzlies are down to 1 timeout. See what they draw up here. Like you said, it's tough for them in certain situations. This is where you would want to be able to throw the ball downfield maybe. Let's see if they go ahead and pull out a pass play and see if they can't move the ball through the air a little bit here on 2nd down.
34 yards tonight on 8 carries for Aaron Brockelman. He did have a 34-yard touchdown run. So it's been kind of a lot of backwards running at times as well for Aaron Brockelman. Second down and about 7 for the Rock Hills Grizzlies. 2 receivers to the near side are Boyles and Smith. Brockelman, lob pass. Actually, that's Koppel into the game. Chance Koppel came in at quarterback to throw the football. And on the near sideline, I believe we're going to have pass interference on the Lakeside Knights. Pass intended for Alex Smith, and a flag is on the field at the 14-yard line.
Not sure who they're going to get on this, if this is pass interference, but I was watching there the play develop, and as he threw the ball downfield, Christie was at least 3 or 4 yards ahead of the defender on that play, and I still have never seen the call.
There was pass interference called on Lakeside, I believe. Maybe it was Cole Weiss on the near side from his linebacker position coming in to help, or Brandon Smith at corner. I mean, it had to have been one of the two. But either way, not a good sign for the Lakeside Knights. Rock Hills, though, they look good. Set up with first down and 10 at the Lakeside 13-yard line. Brockelman back in at quarterback for Rock Hills, and Koppel came in on the prior play to throw the pass. Brockelman, a long count, takes the snap. Again, quickly into the backfield is Miles Thomas. Sacks Brockelman for a loss of 3 on the play. Miles Thomas shooting that gap quickly.
Yeah, that's the 3rd or 4th time that we've seen Thomas get quickly into the backfield in this game. Another timeout here taken by the Grizzlies with 15 seconds to go in this first half.
Clearly Rock Hills taking these timeouts to get themselves in situation. Second down and 12 at about the 16-yard line right now for Rock Hills. And in a situation here, Chad, where the Grizzlies have to take advantage of this because they are kicking off to start the second half.
Yeah, they're going to have to give the ball away at the beginning of the third quarter, and they've gotten themselves here in a 14-point hole here in this first half. It'd be a huge pickup for them to put some points on the board. It's huge for them either way. If they don't score, it's an issue because they're giving the ball right back to Lakeside to start the second half. If they do put some points on the board here to close this gap, that bodes well for them too. So really a huge couple of plays coming up here for the Rock Hills Grizzlies to try to put some points on the board.
Second down and 12 for Rock Hills. Brockelman steps under center. 2 receivers to the far side. Christian Smith, Colton the lone setback, goes in motion to the far side. Brockelman takes the snap, rolls right, looks to pass. Well, he had Smith open, then lobs into the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Jarrett Christie. Rock Hills on the board right before halftime. 20-12 to score. Connor Storer let Christie just get right inside of him there late in the play as it developed. And Brockelman hit him for the 16-yard touchdown. And Rock Hills back in business, trailing by 8 in the 2-point attempt coming up.
Well, that's just what the doctor ordered for the Rock Hills Grizzlies here. Had 2 receivers. They're wide open downfield. Brockelman waited a long time to throw that ball. Just got it off in time to get it in and score.
Brockelman with the I formation on the 2-point attempt for Rock Hills. 20-12 Lakeside. Aaron takes the snap. Quick pitch. Trying to cut it inside is Christie. Diving. Got in for 2 for Rock Hills. 8 seconds to play in the first half. It's Lakeside 20, Rock Hills 14. We're back in 60 seconds on Z96.3. 8 seconds to play in the first half. Clay Kozand with a quick approach and a squib kick. It bounces high. Connor Storer fields it at the 26. Connor has some running room, trying to break tackles across the 30 to the 32. 3 seconds to play. I tell you what, Alex Rankin has a pretty good arm. There's no sense in not trying to throw one real deep down the field. Maybe get Connor Shoemaker to go up for one here toward the end zone. I think, honestly, I think Alex can probably throw the ball 47, 50 yards if they need him to.
Well, that's what he's going to have to do here. He's going to have to throw the ball probably 45 at least yards in the air once he drops back to get in the end zone. He'll probably take a shotgun snap here. But it looks like Lakeside's going to play it close. They're just going to come up to the line here under center.
Rankin will take the snap, turns, fakes the handoff, will look to pass. Screen pass set up for Miles Thomas. Thomas has some running room to midfield, to the 35, to the 30, cuts it back inside, spins off the defender, or actually juked the defender, but didn't get where he needed to. A big play at the end of the first half, all the way down to the Rock Hills 26-yard line, but they needed a score with just 3 seconds left to do anything here in the first half. And that play covered about 25 yards to Miles Thomas. But I won't call it 24, but still they needed a lot more than that, and they needed a score at the end of the first half. It's Lakeside 20, Rock Hill 14 at halftime. It's been an exciting one so far. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with our halftime statistics after the break here on Z96.3 from Mankato. 20-14 is our score here, and We're coming right up on the second half here in Mankato as Clay Kozan will get set to take the ball from the official and kick off. Chad, what are your halftime adjustments real quick for the Rock Hills Grizzlies maybe to keep themselves back and get back into this one?
Well, the first thing that you got to do if you're Rock Hills here is not allow Lakeside to bring the ball down and score right here in the second half. This is an important defensive series for the Grizzlies. The first half, the team statistics were pretty similar. Actually, the big determining factor there was on fourth downs. Lakeside 3 of 5 opposed to 1 and 4 for the Grizzlies, able to extend a couple of drives and put points on the board for the Knights.
Clay Kozan, a short end over end kick on the near side, taken by Co Weiss, tries to take it all the way to the other side and does to the 30 the 20 and across the 20 to about the 25-yard line, where he was taken down. They're actually going to spot him just across the 25 for the Lakeside Knights, and that's where they'll set up their possession.
Be interesting to see if Lakeside doesn't come out and actually try to throw the ball a little bit more than they did. Although that last series that they had, they threw the ball 3 times with just a little bit of time left on the clock, but didn't throw the ball a whole lot, as much as I expected at least in that first half all in all.
First and 10 Knights at their own 25. Hand off to Co Weiss, goes forward after he's hit by Alex Smith. Maybe gained another yard out of the deal. 2-yard pickup for Co Weiss. Second down and 8 coming up for Lakeside after the carry by White.
Well, I'll tell you what, and one thing that I've noticed here through the first half and reminded me of it here on the first play of the second half, Rock Hills Grizzlies looks like a lot different football team tonight than they did last Friday in Lincoln. They're not allowing the big run, and they're doing a good job swarming the ball and not getting caught out of position, which we've seen happen to them a lot last week.
Second and a long 7 for Lakeside. Thomas trying to get around the edge, ducks his way across the 30 to the 31-yard line. A nice carry by Miles Thomas, picking up about 3 to set up third down and about maybe 6. Call it 5 for Lakeside after the carry by Miles Thomas.
It's going to be a short 5 here. Like I said, Dusty, for the Lakeside Knights in this first possession of the second half. A big third down play defensively here for the Grizzlies, and the first third down play for Lakeside here in this second half after both teams were just 2 of 8 on third down offensively in the first.
Just into the second half, Lakeside leading Rock Hills 20-14. 10:44 to play, third quarter. Coming in motion to the near side is Co Weiss. Option play for Rankin. Alex keeps, drags the defender for about 2 yards, but then stops short of the first down, and fourth down and about 3 coming up for Lakeside. They are at their own 33-yard line with a 6-point lead. We'll see what Coach Christians decides to do. Alex Rankin coming to the near sideline, getting a play call. Looks like they are going to go for it on fourth down and 2 after a 3-yard pickup by Alex Rankin.
Well, after a big third down stop there for the Grizzlies, this becomes an even bigger fourth down stop. They're going to have about 3, it's going to be about 2.5 here to go for Lakeside as Rankin comes back to the line, getting things straightened out there with Phil Weiss.
Rankin steps under center. One running back in the backfield is Miles Thomas. Alex takes the snap. Speed option to the left side. Rankin steps it back inside and spinning off the defenders. Looks like he might have forward progress for a first down. I think he has it. It's a very good spot because he spun off the defender and went to about the 35-yard line. I think he's got the first down. That was a great second effort by Alex Rankin, who just got enough forward progress, I think, for the first down.
Alex did make a great effort. The guys up front blocking for him, trying to do a good job, and they were successful in that. I think he is going to have the first down yardage here, thanks largely in part to a very generous spot.
I really think that they got that spot exactly right, to be completely honest with you, because I saw his body straight up across the 35-yard line. He got hit real quick right after he had crossed it, and I think that's where it might come in, where it wasn't as good of a spot as maybe they got the better spot than what they should have, is what some Rock Hills fans might believe at this point. But regardless, they do get the first down. And quickly into the backfield is Levi Fleming on this first down play. Miles Thomas is stuffed for a loss of 3. Kind of a low snap to Alex Rankin and never really exchanged it real well with Miles Thomas. And he ran into a big bear hug from Levi Fleming and a loss of 3 on the play.
Levi Fleming is a name that we called a lot last week in Lincoln, making play after play for this Rock Hills Grizzlies defense, and I believe that's going to be just his second solo tackle of the night in this ball game, but a good one nonetheless.
No doubt about it. Second down and 13 now for Lakeside after the 3-yard loss for Thomas. Rankin again under center with split backs behind him. Alex retreats the pass. Looking, he'll tuck and run. Alex has some running room, gets around the edge on Boyles across the midfield stripe to the 38-yard line. And a pickup of about 7 on the play for Alex Rankin into Rock Hills territory. We'll actually call it 9 yards on the play for Alex Rankin.
Anthony Burgess making a good open field tackle there on Alex Rankin. Defensively for the Rock Hills Grizzlies, 8:40 and the clock running here. Lakeside still with that 6-point lead, 20-14. And moving the ball well here to start off their first drive here in the second half.
3rd down and 4 for Lakeside. Inside Rock Hills territory at the 38, ranking in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Alex looking to pass. Fires left side on the out route. Oh, it's tipped into the air right on the hands of Co Weiss. He couldn't make the grab, and it falls incomplete. I think Co would probably like to have that one back. 4th down coming up for Lakeside. 4th and 4 at the Rock Hills 38.
Yeah, Co Weiss there had a lot of open space. Ball delivered right on the numbers. Good throw from Alex Rankin. Just that one will go down in the stat book as a drop if they're keeping those stats over there on the other sideline for the Lakeside Knights. But another 4th down here. And so far in this game, they are right at 50% now. Actually, just a shade over 50% now at 4 for 7. And a big 4th down here defensively for the Grizzlies, trying to keep them from getting this 3.5 yards that they need for the first down.
On the 4th down play, Co Weiss was in the formation to punt, and there was a jump on the line and a false start called on Lakeside. Almost looks a little bit like what they did against Clifton-Clyde. They had a 4th down play that was in the 4th quarter where it looked like Co was going to punt the football away, and then he took it and ran it 32 yards for a touchdown on the fake.
Yeah, and by looking a little bit like what we saw in Clifton-Clyde, you mean looked exactly like what we saw.
Yeah.
I wasn't buying it. I was almost certain that they were going to go ahead and go for it, but they're going to probably go ahead and punt the ball away here.
Yeah, Co a little bit deeper to take this snap, and is in punt formation and takes the snap and lets one fly. A wobbly kick as Christie touches it. The ball's loose. Jarrett picks it up and spinning off defenders. There was a block in the back at about the 9-yard line. That was a pretty obvious call. Alex Clark was trying to spin back in and got shoved in the back by a Rock Hills blocker as Christie was taken down regardless at the 10. So just not a good play there for the Rock Hills Grizzlies overall.
No, pretty unfortunate on that play. Christie not able to come away with that catch cleanly on that, and then the penalty to boot is going to push them back, and the Grizzlies are going to start this drive inside their own 10, deep in their own territory, looking to try to close this 6-point gap right now.
20-14 Lakeside, 8:08 to play in the 3rd quarter. Again, over on Katy Country 94 tonight, Boynton Smith Center. Wade Gerstner and Todd Clover have the call. It's 28-14 Smith Center at the half, the last we heard. Also, Osborne leading Sylvan Lucas 36-6 at halftime, and Tesket over St. John's Tipton 36-14 at halftime. Rock Hills now sets up with 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line to start their first possession of the second half. A long way to go for the Grizzlies as Brockelman steps under center with the I formation behind him. Colson goes in motion to the far side. Rock Hills moving right to left here in this 3rd quarter. The handoff to Christie in the backfield. Met strong by Co Weiss and pushed into the end zone. Forward progress will keep him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 3.
They might have actually lost a yard on that play. It's going to be pretty close.
Yeah, it is. They lost a yard and a half.
Yeah, on that play. Good job by Co Weiss. Like I said, we've seen him so far this year in the backfield a lot. Obviously on offense because he's a running back, but we see him in the backfield a lot on defense. And if you're the offensive team, that's not what you want to see is number 25 crashing into your backfield just at the same time as the ball carrier gets the handoff.
So Christie with a loss of a yard and a half on the play. 2nd down for Rock Hills and long. Brockman takes the snap. Quick pitch to Christie. He's met at about the 4-yard line and spins off a defender to the 5. Making the stop was, again, Tracy Darnell for Lakeside and a pickup of a yard, maybe 2. We'll call it 2 for Jarrett Christie on the carry for Rock Hills.
You can't say enough about the impact that Tracy Darnell has on a football game when he's out there at that linebacker position because he's a big kid, he's a strong kid, he's got some speed, and he's got a nose for the football. He is in just about in some way or another. You could always point back to him and say how he made a difference on any given defensive play for the Lakeside Knights.
3rd and a very long 9 for Rock Hills. They fake the pitch. They give to Anthony Burgess around the edge. Just tripped up, but he looks like he has enough for the first down. Brandon Smith on the tackle as Burgess gets across the 10 to the 14. Just enough for a first down, I think, for Rock Hills. The spot is not where Rock Hills thinks they need it, but all they had to do was the 14 for the first down because you're spotted at the 4 to start that possession. That's all you got to do. You don't even have to measure. If it's on the 14 or the nose of the football is on the 14, it's an obvious first down. Burgess runs for 9.
And that was a pretty good spot, actually. Burgess catching the inside handoff. A nice play call there by the Grizzlies. Misdirection, bringing the ball back to the near side. And he was actually hit and tackled and slid and I think the crowd was wanting him to get that extra couple of yards that he gained on the slide, and he doesn't get that. It's down at the point of contact.
1st and 10 at the 14 for Rock Hills. In motion to the near side is Christie. One running back is Colson in the backfield. They fake to Colson. Brockman trying to get around the edge. Brandon Smith was all over that one as Brockman got it across the 15 to the 16, but a nice open field tackle by Brandon Smith on the speedy Aaron Brockman.
A somewhat similar play to what we just saw in the previous play with the inside handoff, but this time Brockman keeps the ball. Little misdirection and comes to the same spot on the field as the ball carrier on the previous play did. But this time not nearly as good a gain. Just a short 2 pickup on that play for the Grizzlies as they come back to the line. 2nd and long. 5:50
to play in the third quarter, 20-14 in favor of the Lakeside Knights. Rock Hills with 2nd down and 8. Brockman has the I formation behind him on a long count. Takes the snap, hands off to the tailback, Christie. Makes a nice move on Shoemaker, but right into the teeth of the Lakeside defense, taken down by Cole Weiss, as well as Tracy Darnell and Miles Thomas. We called those names quite a bit tonight. A pickup of a yard for Aaron Brockman. 3rd down and 7 coming up for a yard for Jarrett Christie, and 3rd and 7 coming up for Rock Hill.
Big defensive play here for Lakeside. This is that kind of no man's land for the Grizzlies, where they really would be behooved to have a little bit better ability to throw the ball downfield at 3rd and long.
Aaron Brockman, one running back in the backfield. Colson on 3rd down and 7. Brockman looks to pass. Pump fake. Fires down the left sideline, looking over the top. Went over Brandon Smith's head. Jarrett Christie was actually the one that touched the football, but it falls incomplete on the near sideline at midfield. And a 4th down play coming up for Rock Hills. You would expect it to be a punt, and Jordan Walter is in the game for the Grizzlies. And back to return will be Alex Sons for Lakeside.
Grizzlies actually probably pretty fortunate on that play that Jarrett Christie wasn't called with offensive pass interference, as he shoved Smith in the back there to try to create some space and able to get a hand on that ball but not bring it in. And the Grizzlies are going to punt here with 5 minutes even left to go here in this third quarter.
20-14 the score. Walter takes the snap. The pressure coming. Noah Miller blocked it. The ball's loose and it rolls out of bounds at the 15-yard line. That's where Lakeside will take over. Jordan waited a little bit too long that time. It's all fine and dandy in the first half it was the first half when he waited and got the nice punt away, and it went rolling out of bounds to 7 because nobody was coming after him. But Noah Miller was bearing down hard and got that big old paw out there, knocked it out in the block, sets up Lakeside with 1st and 10 at the Rock Hill 16-yard line.
Noah Miller using his power on that play to get through there and make the first huge play for either team tonight on special teams, and that is a huge play. Lakeside 1st down at the 10-yard line.
Lakeside has it, takes the snap. That is at the 11, not the 16. My angle's not good. 1st down, and the handoff goes forward to Miles Thomas all the way down to the 7. A pickup of about 3, maybe 4 for Miles Thomas. I'm having problems with that 10-15 angle here in the box, as it'll be now 2nd down and about 5. A pickup of 5 for Miles Thomas.
Good 1st down play for the Knights there. You got to be happy with that. Miles Thomas on the left-hand side, able to pick up 5 yards, and Lakeside in business here.
Knights have it at the 6-yard line. Rankin on the keep around the left side. Option keep, cuts it inside the 5, diving toward the end zone. He is in. Touchdown. There is a penalty flag on the far sideline at about the 5-yard line, and this is not good news for Lakeside, more than likely. Right on the side is usually a hold on a strung-out option play like that, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's right there. Usually, like I said, it's easy to predict that one right there in the area, holding with that bootleg going to Rankin over the left-hand side. It would be the far side from our perspective here. But again, we've seen this the last 3 weeks from Lakeside. They get down in close, and then they shoot themselves in the foot with penalties, and we've seen it happen to them here again. And this is something that they're going to have to clean up moving forward if they're going to have some success going on from here, and especially come playoff time. They're not going to be able to afford these kind of mistakes, and we're seeing it way too often for this Knights team.
Ball now is at the 16-yard line on 2nd down and 14 for the Lakeside Knights. Rankin takes the snap, looks to pass. Fires left side open as Shoemaker makes the catch at the 5, dives, and he's in. Touchdown, Lakeside. Connor Shoemaker on a rifle again from Alex Rankin to the far sideline, as Connor takes it in for 6, and Lakeside leads 26-14. A 16-yard touchdown pass from Rankin to Shoemaker.
Shoemaker doing a good job, making a nice catch on that play. That ball came up just a little bit high and a little wobbly there for Rankin, who was under a little bit of pressure from the defensive line of the Grizzlies. And then Shoemaker, once he caught that ball, ran right over the top of Anthony Burgess and was able to fall into the end zone there with the ball.
Lakeside quickly up on a 2-point attempt. Rankin takes the snap, fakes the handoff, give to the end around. Connor Storr spins. Did he get in? He is not. Short of the goal line on the 2-point attempt. Nice play call, I think, offensively from Lakeside. A lot of misdirection to the Rock Hills defense, but Connor Storer was just spun just at the goal line, short of the goal line. At 4:09 to play in the third quarter, it's Lakeside 26, Rock Hills 14. We're back in 30 seconds on Z96.3 from Mankato. They're in a tough spot right now, trailing by 12 with 4:09 left.
Well,
in the third.
And as this clock continues to wind down here in this third quarter, the pressure is going to mount more and more and more on this Grizzlies team, as they know, and they need to put some points on the board to close this gap to be able to extend their season past the districts.
Kickoff field with the 7 by Alex Smith around the edge of the 20 and taken down there. Making the stop was Bo Dominy for Lakeside. I believe Taylor Clausen coming in late as well for Lakeside. 4:03 to play in the third quarter, 26-14. Rock Hills will start the next possession right at their own 20-yard line.
Good play, open field tackle there by Bo Dominy. Like you said, right there at the 15-yard line. So good kick coverage from Lakeside, something that we've seen from them as a general rule. Good special teams play to go along with the other things that they do well. Like we said, they're a pretty well-rounded, well-balanced team on all aspects.
Eric Perez scores a 47-yard touchdown on the screen pass from Connor Eilert, 36-20. Teskett leading over St. John's Tipton just at toward the beginning of the third quarter there in Teskett tonight. Blue Jays looking to get back into that one in district play this evening. 4:03 to play here in Mankato, 26-14. Rock Hills trailing by 12 with the ball at their own 20 on their next possession. Brockman with the I formation takes the snap. Play action, flea flicker as they get it to Christie and back to Brockman trying to run around the edge. He looks to tuck and run. A late penalty flag comes in. Looks like it's going to be a hold called on Rock Hills in the backfield. It was a nice play call, but Brockman a little bit too quick on the trigger maybe to tuck and run. But well defended by the Lakeside Knights, and more than likely a hold in the backfield, and it is on Rock Hills. Chad was all over that one.
Yeah, it was number 36 for the Grizzlies there. That was Chance Colson, the fullback, trying to keep Noah Miller from coming in there. Noah Miller was bearing down on Brockman and was going to make a sack. And as it turns out, he saved the sack, but is going to back him up 10 yards anyway. So they're going to lose about as much yardage as they would have on the sack, so it's kind of a wash on where it was going to go, because Noah Miller was on a beeline for Brockman. There was no way for him to get away except for the hold to take place, and that's exactly what happened.
And I guess the one thing that helps is you save the down, too. It's first down and 20 instead of second down and 25. Or first and 25 is where we're at right now. Brockman takes the snap. He's into the backfield. Is he in the end zone? Is this a safety?
No.
He's just got enough forward progress to keep him at about the 1 yard line. As Tracy Darnell, none other than the big-time linebacker for the Knights, was in there quickly making the stop, and the loss all the way back to about the 1 yard line. So lost about 6 on the play.
Was that Darnell or was that Aramendi that actually got in there?
Might have been.
That was number 71.
Aramendi, yep.
Julian Aramendi that got in there, made an excellent play and stopped him there behind the line of scrimmage. And the Lakeside Knights here doing an excellent job defensively on this series with the help of a costly penalty. And now we've got another situation here, a flag thrown. I think too many men in the huddle for the Grizzlies, and that's going to back them up even farther. Half
the distance, so about the 1.5 foot line is where they're at right now. I got to apologize to Julian. I'm just so used to Tracy Darnell doing things like that I thought it was him, but it was 71, not 74, that made that hit, and a nice play by Aramendi for the Lakeside defense. They have now Rock Hills second down and about 30 from the 1 foot line as Brockman will just keep, tuck, and run. That's a great play call right there for the Rock Hills Grizzlies. Let's get it out of here, and they get it across the 5 to about the 6. Nice carry for Aaron Brockman. It's only about a 5-yard pickup, but a big play for Rock Hills makes it now third down and about, say, 28, 29 yards.
Yeah, and that's what you really got to try to do right now if you're Coach Sam Myers and the Grizzlies, is just try to run this ball and give yourself some room to make a punt. And if you happen to break a couple of tackles and extend a play, that's great. But the main thing is to give yourself some room to get rid of the ball here in a minute. Third down and very long for Rock Hills. The I formation behind the quarterback, Aaron Brockman, as they have the ball at their own 6-yard line. Brockman takes the snap. Quick pitch. Jarrett Christie cuts it back inside and gets formed in on by Miles Thomas. And that was Tracy Darnell on the stop as well for Lakeside. As Christie got to about the 9, a pickup of 3 for Jarrett. Fourth down and 20 coming up for Rock Hills. So this is a big defensive series here for the Lakeside Knights. They not only made excellent plays on the defensive side of the ball, but they were helped out by some penalties from Rock Hills. And these are the kind of series that swings momentum and maybe starts to create a little doubt in the minds of players one side of the field or the other. Just the way that whole series went down, really a lot of negatives for the Grizzlies and a lot of positives for Lakeside.
Punt is away as Suns takes it at the 39. Here he's at 35-30 inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. Well, he has some quickness, does Alex Suns, as he gets it all the way to the 26. Ran about 13 yards in a very, very, very short amount of time for the Lakeside Knights. 1st and 10 for the Knights all the way at the Rock Hills 26 on their next possession. A minute 55 to play third quarter. It's Lakeside 26, Rock Hills 14.
Suns a nice player there with that speed that he has. Reminds you a little bit of Damon Schur from Osborne. Maybe not quite as much speed as Damon, but like Damon, gets to that top speed within the first 2 or 3 steps, makes him tough.
Alex Rankin in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks to pass. Rankin fires left side, over the top, is caught. Touchdown, Connor Storer on the far sideline. Perfect pass from Alex Rankin to Connor Storer, and the Knights lead 32-14 with a minute 49 to play in this third quarter. That could possibly be the dagger right now for the Lakeside Knights, the way this game is going at this point in time, the way the Knight defense is playing.
I'll tell you what, that was an all-world throw right there by Alex Rankin. There isn't anybody at any level that's going to make a pass that looks any better, that was any more on target than that one was from Rankin. 25, 30 yards in the air. Hit Store right in stride, in Lakeside here on the 2-point conversion, looking to extend the lead.
Snap to Rankin in the shotgun, rolling to the right side, looks to pass. Lobs over the top of his intended receiver, Connor Store, and out of the back of the end zone. There is an injured Rock Hills Grizzly on the field. A cut was made by Alex Rankin that threw off the timing there on the defense, and it's Landon Reed that's down. It is Landon for Rock Hills. 1:49 to play here in the third quarter. It's 32-14 after Lakeside scores. They lead by 18 points, and we'll send out good thoughts toward Landon Reed right now, who's down for the Rock Hills Grizzlies. We are back after the timeout to listen to high school football on Z96.3 from Mankato. Storer on the approach. The kick at the 30, a squib kick over the middle. It rolls into the hands of Christie at about the 10, to the 15, to the 20. 25 has some room, but nice closing speed there coming around the edge as Jacob Brush cuts back in, takes a nice angle, and Connor Storer helps finish it off authoritatively for Lakeside as Christie's taken down at the 29-yard line. Their own 29 for Rock Hills is where they'll start this possession, trailing by 18 with a minute 43 to play in the third quarter.
I think what we're noticing here is that the level of intensity has picked up here in the last few minutes. The Grizzlies knowing what's at stake here, in Lakeside trying to drive home the nail in the coffin here.
1st and 10 for the Grizzlies at their own 29. Brockman takes the snap, fakes the handoff, he'll keep, takes it straight forward, has some running room across midfield. Oh, what a tackle by Connor Storer. That saved 6 right there for the Lakeside Knights inside Lakeside territory at the 34-yard line. And about a 18-yard run there for Aaron Brockman.
Brandon Smith was also closing in on Brockman. May have been able to make a tackle if Store hadn't been able to. But Store making an excellent open field tackle by the legs there against Brockman. But a nice gain, and in Lakeside territory now are the Grizzlies. 1st
and 10 at the Lakeside 34. High formation behind the quarterback, Brockman again. Lakeside really stacking that box there as Brockman takes the snap and breaks through across the 30 to the 29. Pickup of 6 for Aaron Brockman on the first down carry.
Brockman over the right side there, picking up a couple of nice blocks and a nice gain there on first down. Going to bring up second and manageable here for the Grizzlies. Well inside Lakeside territory now with just under a minute left to play here in this third quarter, and the Grizzlies desperately needing to score. 2nd down and 6 for the for the Rock Hills Grizzlies at the Lakeside 29. The handoff goes in the backfield to Jarrett Christie, who takes it across the 30 and back up forward to the 27. A pickup of 2 for Jarrett Christie. 3rd down and about 3. We'll call it a 3-yard pickup for Christie actually on the play. Yeah, if you're Lakeside right now defensively, this is a very big play for you. 3rd down and about 3 to go here, coming up on the end of the third quarter. Grizzlies, like I said before, needing to score here, but Lakeside's not really giving up the big play so far against this running attack for the Grizzlies tonight. 3rd and 3, Rock Hills at the Lakeside 26. The handoff to Christie. He's stuffed as he gets to about the 26, short of the first down. 4th down and a yard and a half maybe coming up. Christie got a yard and a half on the carry for Rock Hills. Big 4th down coming up, and it will come up as we start the fourth quarter. At the end of 3, it's Lakeside 32, Rock Hills 14. 4th and about a yard and a half for Rock Hills when we come back to the fourth quarter. You listen to high school district football on Z96.3 from Mankato.
On fourth down for the Rock Hills Grizzlies, Chance Colston around the left side takes it for a first down for Rock Hills just to start the fourth quarter on a 4th down and 1. Colston gets 4 for the Rock Hills Grizzlies. We're back here on Z96.3 with Lakeside leading 32-14 just at the start of the fourth quarter.
Well, that was a huge pickup of a first down there on that 4th down and short for the Grizzlies, keeping them mathematically alive yet in this football game, down 32-14. They had to have a first down there.
Have it at the Lakeside 22-yard line on 1st and 10. Play action fake. Brockman looks to pass. Lob pass up in the air, tipped by Weiss as Miles Thomas kind of looked at the football, clapped his hands together, knew that he probably didn't have enough room to go make a play on it, and it falls incomplete. Nice play by Ko Weiss defensively, and Brockman dodged the bullet there. He left that one hanging up pretty high on that one.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that Ko Weiss went up and didn't try to make a play to actually catch that ball. It looked like he went up with every intention with the one arm up just to try to swat the ball down.
2nd down and 10 now for Rock Hills. Fumbled snap by Brockman. Aaron takes it. Oh, he's hit hard by Ko Weiss, but he spins off and gets to the 20. A pickup of 2 for Aaron Brockman on the play. What a hit by Ko Weiss into the backfield after Brockman had fumbled the snap.
Ko Weiss again getting into the backfield, as we've seen him do so many times here recently from that monster position, like you said earlier. Maybe a guy that doesn't get enough credit for all the things that he does do, and to a credit, or as a credit, Ko does everything that he's asked to do with full effort. 3rd down on a long 8 now for Rock Hills. Brockman takes the snap, play action, rolling to the right on a naked bootleg. Quick pass open as Boyles makes the catch at the 10 to the 5 and taken down right there at the 5-yard line by Connor Storer. A first down for Rock Hills and a pickup of about 16, but there is a penalty flag. Might be roughing the passer after the play was over. Could be. I didn't see the play in the backfield. I was looking downfield.
Yep, it is a roughing call on Lakeside, so that'll add half the distance, so they'll put it at about the 2.5-yard line after the play.
Tell you what, that's about the 3rd play in this game. They've seen Storer make an excellent tackle from a technique standpoint. He came over from the center of the field there, put a shot with the shoulder pad on the ball carrier Boyles there, and then fell right down, slid right down his body, and took a leg. Grabbed him. Excellent tackle there by Storer.
First catch of the game for Travis Boyles goes for 15 yards. They tack on 2.5 on the penalty on the roughing the passer. 1st and goal at the 2.5-yard line for Rock Hills. They hand the ball off to Colston. Pounds his way into the end zone. Touchdown Rock Hills. Standing up is Chance Colston as the Grizzlies get on the board. 32-20 now the score with 10:53 to play. Lakeside leading by 12.
Well, that was a huge score there for this Lakeside Grizzly football team. Now they're going to have a chance to go for 2 here to get it within 10 with 10:53 to go here in this fourth quarter. But outstanding effort for both teams right now. And like I've said, here in the last 5 or 6 minutes of this ball game, the intensity level's picked up on the field. It's picked up in the stands. And this should be fun to watch going down the stretch.
All the 3-yard touchdown run. Brockman again fumbles the snap on the 2-point attempt, but rolls himself forward and into the end zone for 2 points. 10:53 to play in the ball game. It's 32-22. Lakeside leading by 10. Aaron Brockman takes it forward to keep the Grizzlies in it with 10:53 to play. We're back after the 60-second timeout on Z96.3. Rock Hills has it teed up, trailing by 10, 32-22. Play goes in, end-over-end short kick, fielded by Bo Domini at about the 20-yard line, spinning back at the 20, has some open running room and gets it to the 25. Where Bo was running a lot of different places and ended up bringing it out to the 25-yard line. Actually, it fielded at about the 15, so a return of about 9 or 10 for Bo Domini.
So now we find ourselves with 10:46 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Rock Hills has closed this game to a 10-point gap. Big series here now, obviously, for the Grizzlies defensively to try to hold here and continue to cut into that deficit. And don't be surprised here, as we saw a couple of weeks ago, if Christian keeps the ball in Rankin's hands.
And Rankin takes the snap, the handoff to Ko Weiss. Cuts it back inside, has some running room at the 35 and to the 36-yard line. The 37 is where they spot him. Ko Weiss, a nice strong run for Lakeside across the 30 to the 30, actually to the 33 is where Ko goes down. 3 yards short of a first down, a 7-yard pickup for Weiss.
Ko doing a nice job making a couple of nice shifty moves inside there once he got the handoff over that right-hand side and bringing up 2nd down and manageable here for the Knights.
2nd and 3 Lakeside, 10:15 to play in the game. Lakeside leading by 10, 32-22. Lakeside on a 5-game winning streak coming into this game. Rock Hills had lost 2 out of their last 3 coming in. Rankin takes the snap and gives it to the fullback. Miles Thomas breaks through one tackle. Clay Kozan finally drags him down after he had crossed midfield and across the 35 all the way down to the Rock Hills 31. And a big pickup for Miles Thomas that covers 15 yards for Lakeside.
Give Alex Clark, number 64, a lot of credit for Miles Thomas being able to break that long run there. He made an excellent block right there at the line of scrimmage, allowing Thomas to bounce it there back toward the middle and pick up a nice gain for Lakeside there and another first down.
First and 10 Lakeside at the 31 of Rock Hills, already into Grizzly territory. 10-point lead for the Knights. Rankin takes the snap to give to Co Weiss, cuts it back inside, tripped up by, I believe, Smith maybe out there. Making the finish on the tackle was Landon Reed. Good to see him back out there for Rock Hills, and a 5-yard pickup for Co Weiss.
Yeah, that was right, Dusty. Alex Smith, number 20 for the Grizzlies, making a good play there. Diving in low, shucking off of a block, able to catch a shoestring there of Weiss and bring him down for a short gain.
Second down and 5 coming up for Lakeside, 32-22 in favor of the Knights with 9:15 to play in the game. Rankin takes the snap, hands off quickly to the fullback Miles Thomas as he goes straight forward across the 25 to about the 24. Once they spot it just barely across the 25-yard line, and a pickup of 2 for Miles Thomas.
How cool is Kurt Christiansen collected over there on the Lakeside sideline? I've been watching him the last couple of plays. He has hands in his pockets and his arms folded, just kind of shuffling his feet like he's in a Sunday walk in the park over there on the far sideline, not feeling pressured at all.
Third and a long 3 for Lakeside. Split backs behind the quarterback, Alex Rankin. Rankin keeps around the left side. Nice blocking, but Colson splits through one of those gaps and makes a stop short of the first down. A pickup of 2 for Alex Rankin. A nice defensive play by Chance Colson.
Yeah, good defensive play all the way around team-wise for the Grizzlies on that play, doing a good job pursuing Rankin, the ball carrier. That was a bootleg with a lead blocker there. Had to run all the way on this, coming to this near side, but the Grizzlies doing a good job stringing it out and bringing him down. And a fourth down play here coming up for Lakeside. A critical fourth down play in this game for the Grizzlies.
Rankin comes to the sideline and gets the call from Coach Kurt Christians on 4th down and 2 with 8:08 to play and counting in the ball game. 32-22 in favor of Lakeside. I don't think they're going to call a timeout because that was simply too much time that Coach Christians was taking, and they'll have a chance to talk this fourth down play over. This is a big fourth down for Lakeside Knights. Leading it by 10, 32-22. Still 8:01 to play in the ball game. We're going to take the timeout as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Z96.3. It is 9 o'clock. You listen to KZDY-FM, Conquer City Beloit. 8:01 to play in this football game. 32-22 in favor of the Lakeside Knights. And a big fourth down coming up, Chad, for both of these teams. Lakeside looking to put maybe a cap on this and get this fourth down play.
Yeah, a big play, especially on defense here for the Rock Hills Grizzlies. They have to have a stop here.
4th and 2 for the Knights. Rankin turns to Miles Thomas and makes sure they're on the same page. They have the ball at the 23. Rankin trying to get around the edge. Fleming is there to make the stop as Christie finishes it off. Levi Fleming has been huge this season for Rock Hills. He steps up again for the Grizzlies, makes the stop on Rankin. Actually lost a yard back to the 24, and a turnover on downs gives it back to Rock Hills, trailing by just 10 with still 7:56 to play in the ball game.
Huge defensive play there by Fleming. You would think that if you're the front line there for Lakeside that you would want to put a body on him because he came through one touch and made that play and gave Rock Hills the ball back here, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 Rock Hills, their own 24-yard line. The I formation behind the quarterback, Aaron Brockman. The hand of the fullback, Colson. He's going absolutely nowhere. In to make the play, Noah Miller, as well as a couple other Lakeside Knights in on the tackle. Coming up off the pile, Julian Aramendi again for Lakeside, as well as, you might have guessed it, Co Weiss.
Co Weiss in there again at the line of scrimmage, making plays from that monster position for the Knights.
No gain on the play for Chance Colson. 2nd down and 10 for Rock Hills. Again, the I formation behind Brockman at quarterback. Aaron on a long count, takes the snap, retreats, looks to pass. Brockman pressured out of the pocket, rolling right, pressured by Miller, got away from Noah, and ends up going out of bounds. A little contact made by Brandon Smith, but he made sure it wasn't malicious contact by holding up Brockman here on the sideline. A pickup of about 3 on the play, maybe 4 for Aaron. 3rd down and 6 coming up for Rock Hills.
Brandon Smith actually kind of doing Brockman a favor there, kept him from crashing into his own sideline. Players lined up there just on the other side of the out-of-bounds line inside of that box that they are to stay inside of.
3rd down and 6 for Rock Hill. 7:11 to play in the ball game. 32-22 in favor of the Lakeside Knights, and a big 3rd and 6 for Rock Hills. Again, the I formation. Now Colson comes in motion to the near side. Brockman takes the snap, the handoff to Christie. That's not going to get it done on 3rd down and 6. Christie looks like he's going to get a pretty good spot here as he's taking down Connor Shoemaker. I think split in there. Co Weiss is hanging out in the backfield again for Lakeside. A pickup of a yard for Jarrett Christie.
Yeah, there was nowhere for that play to go. It was a little misdirection again, that inside handoff going back away from the original motion of the quarterback, Brockelman, but he ran right into the waiting arms of Aramendi and Connor Shoemaker on that play.
4th down play with 6:43. There's no decision to make here if you're Sam Myers. It is at the 29 of Rock Hills, 4th down and 5. Brockman play action, naked bootleg, looks to pass, pressured, fires. Pass caught by Boyles at the near midfield at the 38 and a 1st down. Boy, that was a breakdown defensively for Lakeside, and about a 10-yard pickup on the play for Rock Hills on the pass play from Brockman to Boyles, and a 1st down for the Grizzlies.
Well, Brockelman has been able to do just enough tonight through the air, throwing the ball to get it done. And so far, Boyles has been his target of choice. That's the 2nd time that he's hitting on nice pass plays here for good gains. This one's for a 1st down just about to midfield here for the Grizzlies with 6:30 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Rock Hills has it 1st and 10 at the 38, their own 38. Again, the I formation behind Brockman at quarterback. Takes the snap again, quickly shooting into the backfield was a Lakeside defender. Brockman got out of there, completed the pass to Colson. A hard hit on the play as Connor Storer made the stop, and a pickup of 7 on the play.
Colson had to kind of stop and wait for that ball to get there, and that allowed Storer to build up some closing speed and really put a shot on him there at the end of that play. But another nice game for the Rock Hills Grizzlies, and they're moving the ball down the field well here, needing a score to cut into this 10-point lead. 2nd
and a long 3 for Rock Hills. Colson in motion as Christie is split to the near side as well. Brockman looks to pass, fires over the top looking for Smith. Incomplete, just off of his fingertips and rolling out of bounds at the 12-yard line. 3rd down and a long 3 now for the Rock Hills Grizzlies after the incompletion.
It was almost an outstanding play there by Alex Smith. He was looking over his left shoulder, and the ball was thrown more over his right, and that's very difficult when you've got a football helmet on your head to try to turn your head around and look straight over and look straight up into the air. An excellent job just off his fingertips, and just that close from a big play.
3rd and a long 3 for Rock Hills. Brockman takes the snap. The handoff to Christie. He's got the 1st down across the 30 to the 28-yard line. A pickup of 8 for Jarrett Christie on the 3rd and 3 play for the Rock Hills Grizzlies. Set them up 1st and 10 at the Lakeside 28-yard line.
And that's the 3rd 1st down for the Grizzlies on this drive after only having 1 1st down so far in this 2nd half before this drive.
1st and 10 Rock Hills to the Lakeside 28. 5:44 and counting in the game. 32-22. Lakeside leading by 10. Brockman takes the snap, fakes the handoff to the fullback. Ball's on the turf, and it's picked up by Lakeside. Connor Storer has it at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Pushed forward, stays. No, he just stepped out of bounds on the near sideline. That did not look like Connor stepped out of bounds, but they whistle him down at the 16-yard line. A huge play nonetheless for the Lakeside Knights as they pick up the turnover. Brockman just a little bit too not holding on the ball quite the way you want to coming in here on the near side option play, and he slipped out of his hands as he got hit, and the ball comes loose. Storer was racing down the sideline and got shoved in the back just enough to barely graze the sideline, I guess, as Lakeside will set up 1st and 10 at the 16 of Rock Hills.
It almost looked like Brockelman was palming that ball, like a basketball player when he came around the side there instead of having it tucked under his arm. Gave away huge turnover, the 1st of the game.
Rankin in the shotgun fumbles the snap, and Colson's back there to make the stop at the 21. So Alex will lose 4 yards on the play. And that now sets up a 2nd down and 14 for Lakeside at the Rock Hills 21-yard line.
That was the first turnover for either team in this game, like you said at the beginning of the game. It was imperative, especially for the Rock Hills Grizzlies, to not turn the ball over, and it could turn out here if Lakeside is able to go on down and put the ball in the end zone here, that it would be the last gasp effort for the Grizzlies after the 1 turnover, being the only turnover so far in the game that ends up putting it away for Lakeside.
2nd down and 14 for Lakeside. Weiss goes in motion, naked bootleg left side for Alex Rankin. Cuts it back inside of the 20 and down to about the 17, picking up the yardage, almost all the yardage they lost on the 1st down play. We'll say 1 less than what they needed. 3rd down and 11 coming up now for Lakeside after the 3-yard pickup for Alex Rankin.
Rankin making a nice cut on the near side here, back to the center of the field to just about get back to this original 1st down marker. So 3rd down and long here for the Knights. 4:25 and ticking on the clock here. Time running out on the Rock Hills Grizzlies, and they need to stop here. As you know, this is 4 down territory all the way for Lakeside.
3rd and about 11 for the Lakeside Knights. Rankin in the shotgun, right to his right hip is Miles Thomas. 2 receivers to the near side are Co Weiss and Connor Storr. Weiss in motion. Little bubble screen out here for Connor Storr. Storr knocked out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. They get a little bit of that yardage that they need. We'll call it a 3-yard pickup on the pass play from Rankin to Storr. 4th down and about 7 coming up for Lakeside.
The one thing that you don't like if you're Lakeside on that play is that ball clear to the near sideline thrill. Storr knocked out of bounds, and that stops the clock. We would be well under 4 minutes here if he'd kept the ball in bounds there and kept the clock moving, but instead we're at 4:02 and a big 4th down here, especially for the Grizzlies defense.
4th down and 8 for Lakeside. 4:02 to play in the ball game. Lakeside winning it by 10, 32-22. Knights have it at the 14-yard line of Rock Hills on 4th and 8. Snap is taken by Rankin. Quick pitch option play to Miles Thomas. Cuts it back inside at the 10. Diving forward near a 1st down, but I think he's a yard shy at the 7, and that will be a turnover on downs. They needed 8. Miles got 7. Lakeside stopped short. Rock Hills, though, will take over now at their own 6-yard line on this possession. They'll have to go a long way here with 3:55 to play.
They're going to measure this.
Okay, it looked like he was short. If it's the 7-yard line, you would think he's just a little bit short as they stretch the chains, and he is. He's about 2 feet short of the 1st down, and they'll give the ball back to the Rock Hills Grizzlies. I may have pulled the trigger there early, but it looked for certain that he was going to be, at least 1.5 to 2 feet short on that play.
So here's a situation where 3:55 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Lakeside leading 32-22. 10-point deficit here for the Grizzlies. They need to get the ball down the field here, score, and hopefully get a 2-point conversion, give themselves just that much more of a point differential not have to deal with, and then get the ball back and get another score. They need 2 scores here.
1st and 10 for Rock Hills at the 6. Brockman takes the snap, looking to go with it. There is a penalty flag coming in late. Brockman is actually still on his feet over on the far side as he got across the 10 to about the 11. A ball is loose. And I think Brockman got back on top of it for Rock Hills, or somebody did for the Grizzlies. It might be Boyles over there that came away with it for Rock Hills. Boyles slow to get up. Lakeside actually came away with it on the far side. Brockman came up and he looked frustrated. I thought it was because Boyles was down a little bit, and Lakeside got on top of it at the 10-yard line of the 2nd turnover in a critical situation in the 4th quarter for the Rock Hills Grizzlies.
What a huge defensive play there for the Lakeside Knights. They've got the ball now inside the 10-yard line with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to go, and I believe that it was Aramendi that actually came out of there with that ball at the end of that play. I thought it looked like there was guys diving for a loose ball. We couldn't see it for sure, but I think Aramendi came out with it.
1st and goal about the 8-yard line for Lakeside. Quick hitter to the fullback Miles Thomas, who pounds his way across the 10 down to the 6 after the carry. Nice carry by Miles Thomas down to the 6-yard line, and a pickup of about 3 on the play. And it's 2nd and goal for the Knights.
I mean, here again, the Grizzlies find themselves with time not on their side. Lakeside with the ball deep inside their territory, needing a stop here desperately to try to extend this game for them to get some points on the board and close this gap.
3:15 to play in the ball game, 32-22. Lakeside leading it by 10. Quick pitch right side for Co Weiss. Cuts it back inside of the 5. Lowers the shoulder. Diving. Did he get in? He did. Touchdown on the far sideline by Co Weiss. What an athletic effort from Weiss. Diving at about the 3-yard line to get himself into the end zone for the touchdown. It's Lakeside 38. Rock Hills 22 with 3:05 to play in the ball game.
Well, that quick pitch there on the right side to Co Weiss, a play that we've seen many, many times from this Lakeside team. Got a full head of steam coming around the edge and able to get into the end zone for probably the game-clinching touchdown for the Lakeside Knights.
6-yard touchdown run on the play for Co Weiss as Lakeside now leads 38-22. Knights with Rankin under center and the split backs behind him. Alex Wilczuk runs straight up the middle for an easy 2 for the Lakeside Knights. 3:05 to play in the game. It's 40-22 in favor of the Lakeside Knights. We're going to take a timeout. We're back in 60 seconds on Z96.3. 3:05 to play in this ball game. Lakeside with separation, leading by 18, 40-22 after the 6-yard touchdown run by Co Weiss. The Rankin 2-point conversion for Lakeside. Again, they lead at 40-22. Connor Storr teeing it up to kick off. Last we heard, Teskett leading St. John's Tipton in the 4th quarter in Teskett tonight, 50-20. On the approach, the squib kick by Connor Storer is fielded by Clay Kozand at about the 25, gets to the 30 and across the 30 to the 32, and a penalty flag comes in at about the 27-yard line, and more than likely another penalty on Rock Hill.
I think we might have a face mask
Or maybe that might be
against Lakeside.
Kozand was right around that 27-yard line, maybe at the initial contact, and it is called on the Knights.
Yeah, there's a face mask there, initial contact made. Didn't catch the player, but I saw the head whipper just a little bit, caught the piece of the face mask. I think that's just going to be the 5 yards variety, and it is as they step off the 5 yards. And the Grizzlies will take over now, down 3 scores with under 3 minutes to go at the 36-yard line.
Rock Hills getting set to try to make the improbable comeback right now with 2:58 to play, trailing by 18. Brockman under center. Takes the snap, retreats, throws a quick pass over the top, nearly intercepted on the quick one to Travis Boyles. Brandon Smith was on coverage for Lakeside. It falls incomplete, 2nd and 10 for Rock Hills at their own 36.
Well, we're seeing a lot of the things that we talked about before this game, things that we expected to see in keys for the game for both teams have definitely come into play here. The turnover for Rock Hills on their last possession was huge as it comes down here in the final moments of this game. And now the one-dimensional offense for Rock Hills, not really being able to extend the field and get a lot of air under the ball and pass the ball downfield, is going to hurt him here.
2nd and 10 for Rock Hills. Colson goes in motion to the far side as Brockman takes the snap and a quick bubble screen for Alex Smith, cutting it back inside near midfield. Well, he ran probably about 18, 19, 20 yards, but he's only going to pick up 4 on the forward progress, as now 3rd down at about 6 after the play.
And then horizontal passes at this point just aren't going to be able to get it done. And eating a lot of time up off the clock there. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in this 4th quarter and counting before Lakeside will have clinched a district playoff spot.
3rd down and 6 for the Rock Hills Grizzlies. In motion to the near side is Christie. Kind of moving forward at the snap. Lucky they didn't throw the penalty flag because he was right in front of the official. Brockman trying to get around the edge to the outside is knocked out of bounds. A loss of a yard of the play, setting up 4th down and about 7, maybe 8 actually now for Rock Hills. And this is their last-ditch effort here for the Grizzlies to try to get something going on this 4th down play.
Well, let me rephrase that a little bit off of that last ball. 2 minutes and 9 to go here. Lakeside looking to clinch a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Misspoke there a little bit. Clinch a district spot. Well, this is pretty much it. But here comes the Grizzlies back to the line. Been a tough call for me here tonight, but we're having a good time here. This has been a good game.
4th down and 8 for for Rock Hills. Retreating is Brockman, and he is taken down to the backfield by Cole Weiss. Threw the ball and got rid of it. Could have been easily called another intentional grounding. And the officials are going to converge, I think, here. And
yeah, I'm a little
they're not.
surprised.
I don't think they're going to throw the. They are going to throw the flag. You know, it is late in the game. It's out of hand right now after that play, but the officials still have to do their job.
Yep.
And that is the correct call on the intentional grounding call on Aaron Brockman. That pass did not get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's why it's intentional grounding. He is forced in throwing it out. I don't believe it was out of the pocket. It actually doesn't matter. It didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. So,
right, it doesn't matter.
It's an intentional grounding call, and you'll add those yards to that. You lose the down as well. And Lakeside will take over 1st and 10 at the Rock Hills 25-yard line after the penalty. 2:05 to play in the game. Lakeside 40, Rock Hills 22. The Knights inching closer and closer to their first playoff berth in school history. 40-22 is the score in favor of the Lakeside Knights. Burgess coming onto the field late for Rock Hills. Split backs behind Rankin and handed off to Joe Weiss. Has some running room around the edge. 20 to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Joe Weiss. That'll definitely do it for the Lakeside Knights as Weiss takes it in from 25 yards out. 46-22, Lakeside with the lead.
Well, Dusty, we've seen the Lakeside Knights do here in the 4th quarter of this game against the Grizzlies what we've seen them do a couple times earlier this year, and that is with their depth and with their athleticism and the playmakers that they have at so many different positions to be able to wear down the other side. And you can really see it here with about 10 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. The intensity level really picked up. Lakeside's maintained that intensity, and the Grizzlies just haven't been able to keep up.
Lakeside leading 46-22 with a minute 57 to play. Naked bootleg on a fake by Rankin as he walks in. He got tripped up right as he crossed the goal line. And the Knights now lead 48-22 with a minute 57 to play in the game. We're back in 60 seconds on Z96.3. 1 minute and 57 seconds to play in the ball game. 48-22. Lakeside with the commanding lead on the Rock Hills Grizzlies. The Knights will improve to 6-1 and 5-0 in district play once this clock runs through. Rock Hills will be 4-3 and 2-2 in the district after this game is finished. Clay Kozan takes it, trying to run around the edge, has it about the 20 to the 24. And a late flag coming here as Connor Storer is a little jacked up, engaged with Travis Boyles, and Boyles a little bit too much at the end of that play, kind of threw Storer down to the turf. Definitely unnecessary roughness, definitely a situation where it's frustration for the Rock Hills Grizzlies at this point in time, trailing 48-22.
Yeah, you hate to see that kind of stuff. I mean, it wasn't an overly malicious play on Boyle's part. He just extended the play a little farther than need to, slung Storer to the ground. But nonetheless, it's going to back the Grizzlies up 15 here. And a rough finish here to this ball game for Rock Hills.
Connor Storer is a guy that we haven't probably talked about enough tonight as well. This guy he has not been afraid to come up and make hits tonight. That guy's motor does not stop. He is a guy that's going to play the whole game, and he's going to play it with a complete intensity that not a lot of kids have. You know, I know a lot of people that he's worked for too in the work field. And they say you don't want anybody. Nobody's better than Connor Storer as far as the motor that he has and everything that he does. He's a great kid, and Connor's been playing very well tonight.
Yes, he has. Those are good things to hear.
Rock Hills looking to pass on the first down play to the near side. Caught by Christie at the 20, out to the 25, and out back to the 27 for Jarrett Christie, but he stays in bounds. That'll keep the clock running with 1:38 to play, 48-22 on the pass play.
Bo Dominy coming up, playing safety now for the Grizzlies, as I believe Cole Weiss has been off the field for the last couple of plays. They've substituted in some of the underclassmen, some of the younger guys here that you don't get to see as much time. And a nice play there by number 10, Dominy, coming up, putting a good hit on Christie.
14 yards on the pass play for Rock Hills. Second down coming up as Colson goes in motion to the far side. Brockman takes the snap, looks to pass, being pressured, spins out, and tackled from behind by Jacob Brush for the Lakeside Knights. So Brush gets in there and does a nice thing. No gain on the play for Aaron Brockman.
Yeah, Brush doing a good job there of staying with it, not giving up on that play, and catching Brockman from behind and bringing him down short of the original line of scrimmage, and bringing up a second down and long here for the Grizzlies with under 50 seconds left to go in this ball game.
Last check in Beloit, it's 35-30 Smith Center in the fourth quarter. That game is over on Katy Country 94 tonight for those that want to listen after this game is finished. Brockman again pushed out of the pocket and taking a seat. Quickly into the backfield was Jesse Bliss that time for the Lakeside Knights. Brockman losing yardage all the way back to the 17, so loss of 9 on the play for Aaron Brockman. And with 25 seconds, the clock will continue to run, and they blow it into play. The Rock Hills technically does not have to run a play here if they want to just finish this one out, but it looks like they may end up bringing it up to the line.
They're going to come out of the huddle here and bring it on up to the line. 12 seconds and counting here left to go in this game, and it looks like they're maybe going to try to run one more play.
Lakeside leading 48-22. They will improve to 6-1, 5-0 in district play. Rock Hills 5-2 and 2-2 in the district. The pass is high, tipped, nearly intercepted by Bo Dominy, but falling incomplete. And that's your ball game. Lakeside 48, Rock Hills 22. The Knights have clinched their first playoff berth in school history, and you can tell they're excited about it. Lakeside wins tonight 48-22 over the Rock Hills Grizzlies, which in all essence ends Rock Hills' hope for a playoff spot this season, unless Clifton-Clyde slipped up tonight and in the next game that they play. And then there's a scenario where there's a possibility for Rock Hills still to make the playoffs, but it's a very, very small chance for Rock Hills now with 2 district losses to Lakeside and Clifton-Clyde. Our final tonight, 48-22. Lakeside with the victory. We'll have our final statistics after the break. You're listening to high school football on Z96.3.